World-defying Dan God Chapter 5181, Suppression. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing were often attracted to the heavenly ancient tribulation before, so they had experience in which layer the heavenly ancient tribulation came from, and they could tell by their breath. And this time, it was actually the heavenly ancient tribulation from the first floor. You must know that when they were on the first floor, the heavenly ancient tribulation that they attracted was very weak if they came from the first floor native land. But now the heavenly ancient tribulation from the first floor is actually very powerful. Sister Jing, what's the situation now? Why is it reversed? Is the first floor of Tianghu Purgatory counterattacking? Chen Shang can't understand a little, because in their perception, the second and third layers are stronger than the first layer. Why does it seem that the strongest is the first layer? Brother, this is not right. Sister Xiaojing said. It seems that the first layer seems to be stronger than the second layer and the third layer at this time. Is it because of expansion? The first layer has indeed been expanding, and now it has become so large that it is normal that it is stronger than the second and third layers. Chen Zhang's face was solemn. This was the heavenly ancient catastrophe from the first floor, stronger than the heavenly ancient catastrophe they encountered before. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing suddenly understood why they couldn't attract the heavenly ancient tribulation on the first floor, because the things they did not threaten the balance of the first floor of the heavenly ancient purgatory, so the first floor one layer has indeed improved in every aspect. Come on, Xiaojing's sister shouted, brother, be careful. Chen Shang released the world-defying divine furnace, and Sister Xiaojing controlled the operation of the six-path divine mirror, blocking the sudden burst of violent energy that descended. The shield released by the divine mirror of six paths was instantly shattered by the strong golden light that hit it, and fell inside the world-defying divine furnace. Chen Shang frantically ran the heaven refinement technique. The energy inside the world-defying divine furnace stirred, forming a huge swallowing vortex. After the energy fell, it was also rolled up, and did not explode inside the world-defying divine furnace. The divine mirror of six paths emits multiple layers of shields. Even if the robbery force from the bombardment is very strong, it will be weakened a lot after passing through those layers of shields, and there will be no harm in entering the world-defying divine furnace. That kind of strong light may come from the light domain. Sister Xiaojing said. There should be a light domain among the 9 domains on the first floor of Tianghu Purgatory. I don't know, there should be robbery from multiple domains. Chen Shang looked at the torn space in the air. The robbery power of the first floor of Tianghu Purgatory is now impressive to him, and it will definitely become stronger and stronger in the future. At that time, he will no longer be able to use the robbery power to work. If Jia Li was conscious, he would definitely be very angry, because it was borrowed by Chen Shang and Xiaojing's sister to work again and again, and before the reincarnation heaven gate appeared, Jia Li wanted to stop it, but it also became a laughing stock. Sister Xiaojing teased. Brother, this should be the last time we use robbery to do this kind of thing, and we will definitely not do it again in the future. It seems that we have hurt the self-esteem of the ancient catastrophe, and now it is also angry. Tu Chang, self-improvement. When we face the heavenly ancient catastrophe next time, it is estimated that we can only resist an embarrassment under the great catastrophe. Although Chen Shang can still block a block now, he is very clear that with the growth rate of the heavenly ancient tribulation, it will be greatly improved every day, and the next time the heavenly ancient tribulation reappears, the power will definitely destroy the sky and destroy the earth. The heavenly ancient tribulation seems to be very angry at the moment. Every attack is like the anger of the earth, but it will always be weakened by Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing, and then poured into the world-defying divine furnace to refine. Sister Xiaojing smiled and said, Brother, do you think the Tianghu catastrophe is really conscious? It might have been hit by us before, so I cultivated hard to make myself stronger. Chen Shang smiled bitterly and said, if that's the case, it's too scary. The heavenly ancient tribulation has this kind of consciousness, which means that the first layer of the heavenly ancient purgatory is conscious. In other words, just awaken this consciousness, so the creatures in the ancient purgatory can't resist these behemoths at all, and they may be killed at any time. The heavenly ancient tribulation lasted for more than 10 days without stopping. Driven by the star core energy delivered by the six paths divine mirror, and Chen Shang used the technique of heaven refinement to control the internal energy operation, the robbery force also changed at this moment, extremely violent. Chen Shang had to rely on his own strength, and he would definitely not be able to control the interior of the divine furnace. He needed the support of the six-path divine mirror. Fortunately, there are tens of thousands of super energy star cores inside the divine mirror of six paths, Otherwise Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing, facing such a powerful heavenly ancient catastrophe, could only resist with difficulty and would not be able to run. The calamity power of the heavenly ancient tribulation is gradually weakening. Currently, there are only two types of robbery power, one is light, and the other is lightning. After the heavenly ancient tribulation disappeared, the world-defying divine furnace was also shining brightly at the moment, and it was shaking frantically because a huge amount of calamity was gathered inside. Chen Shang was running the heaven refinement technique, and the divine mirror of six paths helped to suppress the calamity. The energy released by the divine mirror of six paths is very amazing. It can be said that it has reached the limit of divine mirror of six paths. If it exceeds this limit, divine mirror of six paths will crack and be damaged, so it is not a last resort. Divine mirror of six paths will not work like this. Sister Jing, can you hold on? Chen Shang asked. Yes, Sister Xiaojing shouted, brother, it should be almost finished. After she finished speaking, she moved dozens of giant star nuclei from the inside of the six paths divine mirror to the outside, and then controlled the movement of the star cores to form a star array to inject energy into the six paths divine mirror. Chen Shang did not expect that the divine mirror of six paths would be so powerful. If he had prepared enough before, he could completely rely on the divine mirror of six paths to kill those few time gods in seconds. Before he was deflated in front of time and heaven, it was also because he was slow to shoot, so he had to be forced to defend and escape. If the divine mirror of six paths gathers enough power ahead of time to burst out against the heavens and humans in those few hours, they will have to peel off their skins even if they don't die. With the support of the star array, the six paths divine mirror can go beyond the limit to run stronger energy. If this scene was seen by Time God and Time Temple, they would definitely chase and kill Chen Shang frantically. Because even they can't use these star cores so skillfully. For the use of star core, this is also the ability that Xiaojing's sister has found out by herself. This is mainly because Chen Shang created the world-defying universe at the beginning, and then created the star territory, refining a large number of ancestral origins, so Sister Xiaojing understands this core very well. Coupled with the fact that little Sister Xiaojing later built the world-defying universe map, and Chen Zhang's transformation and refining of various stars, she was able to accumulate this kind of experience. After the arrogant furnace trembled wildly for a period of time, it finally stopped. Under the technique of heaven refining, the power of robbery turned into a destiny. Chen Shang took out the fate form from the world-defying divine furnace, and the powerful energy of robbery dissipated in the divine furnace, leaving only the purest thing to turn into the fate form. Fate may not contain powerful energy, but it can bring the powerful meaning of the corresponding heaven and nature. World-defying Dan God Chapter 5182, Fighting the Demon Lord. Chen Shang directly absorbed the fate. Destiny. Chen Shang closed his eyes, took a long breath, and said, I can also release the power of the heavenly ancient tribulation. Sister Xiaojing smiled and said, it should be possible, but compared to the real Tianghu catastrophe, it will definitely be much weaker. Chen Shang finally made a breakthrough, and now his cultivation base is already at the level of Supreme Being. It seems that every time I cultivate a destiny, my cultivation will improve a lot. Chen Shang also successfully returned to the first floor of Tianghu Purgatory, and then took out the communication talisman to contact Ling Shu. He learned from Ling Shu that more and more celestial beings came to Tiangxing. There were only a few dozen before, but now there are hundreds. At these times, the heavenly beings go to absorb the energy of the Tianghu star core. The energy released by the Tianghu star core already contains the strongest blood of purgatory, and then it is accompanied by the purest and powerful energy of the star core. Ling Shu, the gods themselves are very strong these days, why do they have to cultivate so strong? Who are their enemies? Chen Shang asked. They have more enemies. Guys from other layers of Tianghu purgatory are very likely to come to the first floor. In short, the clan always said that. The clan elders said that there will be a shocking change in Tianghu Purgatory. Ling Shu said. What shocking transformation? Chen Shang had been to the second floor before, and found that the second floor was very weak. Before the strongest was the 18th floor, and it may be reversed in the future. The strongest is the first floor, but the creatures on the first floor will definitely not be able to keep up with this extremely fast change. Ling Shu said. You think, what will it be like for us on the first floor to face the powerhouses on other floors? Chen Shang and little sister Xiaojing were very shocked. The 18th floor of Tianghu Purgatory had indeed undergone a big change. In other words, the powerhouses on the 18th floor were still the strongest when they came to the first floor. The creatures on the first floor can only go to the 18th floor to hide in the face of the powerful oppression of other layers. This sudden and extreme reversal situation did not give the creatures on the first floor a chance to breathe. It's not just the first floor that suffers, maybe the second floor and the third floor will suffer too. Of course, if the first floor is big enough, then everyone stay far away, maybe they won't be forced into the 18th floor. Ling Shu said. The specifics, even if we know in advance, we can't do anything. If that day comes soon, can Tianguxing block it? Chen Shang asked. Master, we are the only weak creatures who can't keep up with the changes. The stars and space here will definitely be able to keep up with the changes. Ling Shu said with certainty. Now Tianguxing is getting stronger and stronger, and it will soon become stronger and stronger. Get out of our hands. Chen Shang had also encountered this kind of thing before. The environment suddenly became stronger, and he was no longer ravaged by living beings. Of course, the heavenly ancient star was already very powerful, and even the heaven and earth could not destroy this star. If it became stronger, it would be an invincible existence. Chen Shang thought that he still had a six-path ancient star, and that would be his last place. Ling Shu sighed. Knowing that this kind of thing is about to happen, so time and heaven will drain the heavenly stars. Once the Temple of Heaven and Humanity arrives, it will definitely drain the core of the heavenly stars, and it will be enough for heaven and earth as a resource reserve at that time. The temple has shrunk for many years. These bastards, they didn't create Tianguxing. What about the star spirit race? They agree to this. Chen Shang couldn't bear it anymore. Of course they agree, because the star spirit race is also afraid of being destroyed. When they were on the second floor, they couldn't handle all the forces on the second floor. If the strongest guys from the third floor to the 18th floor came over, you can imagine. Ling Shu said. No, we can't let them take away Tianguxing. Chen Shang said in a firm tone, Ling Shu, I want to fight them to the end, I want to protect Tianguxing. Tianguxing is ours, not theirs. Master, I also think that I am the celestial spirit of the ancient star after all, and I have feelings for this star. But the reality is that we have no such strength to fight against them. Ling Shu was very frustrated, and his voice was a little desperate. Said, in about 2 or 3 years, the entire Tiangu purgatory will complete the great transformation. Time is not waiting for me. Block the time and the celestial spirit first. Chen Shang said. What can you do to stop them? There are other powerhouses behind, how could they let Tianguxing go? Ling Shu thought of this, and was completely desperate. Chen Shang is already outside of Tianguxing, this time he will come back, and he will be ashamed, and he will fight against time and heaven with a high profile. Sister Xiaojing controlled the six-path divine mirror to shake out a wave of fluctuations, and he wanted to draw out the time and the gods. The fluctuations of the divine mirror of six paths are very strong, causing those with a little strength on Tianguxing to sense it. Little villain, is that you? What are you doing? Are you going to declare war on time and heaven? Kalian immediately asked. Chen Shang, do you want to challenge time and heaven? Stop, they are too strong. This is Yao Beishuang's message. Boy, run. Huang Jintian also sensed the aura bursting out of the six paths divine mirror, which was obviously the smell of declaring war. Xiaoshang, Daddy is here. Shen Tianyu knew that his son was serious, so he must be very sure, he just had to go to the theater. After the Blood Lord sensed it, he took a deep breath and was very shocked. Chen Shang actually dared to provoke time and heaven like this. These days, the prestige of time has made the entire Tianguxing fear. There are many people from the Temple of Time around Tianguxing. They were kicked out of Tianguxing, but they were staring here. They were also very interested when they saw someone provoking the time. After the three overlords noticed it, they also rushed to the side of time and heaven. Xuanyuanling was very sure that it was Chen Shang, but she didn't go out immediately because she didn't think it was necessary to run out in person. So she plans to let the three overlords go out, or let the prison blood demon go out. These four are considered to be the strongest thugs under the time heavens and humans. When they encounter them, they have to hide. Although Huang Jintian, Kalian, and Yao Beishuang were all trying to persuade Chen Shang, they all flew out of the sky ancient star at this moment. Shen Tianyu and the Blood Lord were the first to run out, and Chen Shang could just let them stand from a distance and watch. Ling Shu didn't know why Chen Shang was so confident, because he remembered that when Chen Shang faced Xuanyuanling and a few people before, he could only flee in embarrassment, but now there are hundreds of people, not to mention the 3 major overlords and prisoners. Blood Demon Lord. Chen Zhang's side is also the Heavenly Ancient Star Alliance, and the whole is very weak, not to mention the time, even if he faces any one of the 3 overlords, he may not be able to beat them. A group of people emitting evil blood flew out from Tiangusheng. They were ***** blood demons. There were hundreds of thousands in total. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5183, Purgatory Saint. Chen Shang was not afraid at all, no matter if it was the blood demon master in hell, or the group of ***** blood demons, he had nothing to fear. In the Shenzhen Xuanmo Tower, Shui Shengxiang and Narcissus Ying, they have been practicing in the time array for many years, and they have also absorbed the power of the star core, plus a large amount of purgatory blood fruit. They have dug out the blood in their bodies. Strength can restrain the group of ***** blood demons. They are now calling themselves Purgatory Saints, and their overall strength has indeed improved a lot, much stronger than those hell blood heavenly demons. If they really want to fight, let them come out at that time. Even if they face hundreds of thousands of blood demons, they will still dare to charge. The prison blood demon lord is not only burly, but also has 3 heads and 6 arms, and his body is full of evil and violent aura. The eyes on his 3 heads are all big, red, and have 2 pupils, which look very scary. Chen Shang, Lord Xuanyuanling is going to arrest you. Do you want to capture it yourself, or do you want to be tortured by me and take it back? The blood demon lord shouted, and the 3 heads spoke at the same time. You hand over Xuanyuanling, I can make you die more comfortable. Chen Shang responded. This caused hundreds of thousands of ***** blood demons to laugh wildly. Because in the eyes of the prison blood heavenly demon, Xuanyuanling is powerful, far above their demon lord, and Chen Shang dared to say such wild words, which made them feel very ridiculous. Huang Jintian and the others were watching from a distance, and their attention was all on the group of hell blood demons. If the group of hell blood demons charged at Chen Shang, they would have to block it at that time. It seems that you chose to be tortured by me. The blood demon lord laughed wildly and suddenly disappeared. In the next instant, he had come behind Chen Shang, and then 6 hands quickly hugged Chen Shang from behind. Seeing this, Kai Lian and the others were all shocked. They were about to take action, but saw a burst of dazzling flames suddenly burst out of Chen Zhang's body. This is the eternal flame released by Chen Shang. After Chen Zhang's Hengyan fate entered the flame domain, it has been improving, and Chen Shang has experienced many calamities in the ancient times, and there are also calamities of flames. The calamity of flames can improve the life of eternal flame, and the eternal flame released is a very strong flame in the flame domain. At this moment, even the blood demon lord couldn't bear this terrifying flame, so he could not help but let out a loud roar before letting go of Chen Shang. Chen Shang was able to dodge just now, he just deliberately didn't dodge and let the blood demon lord come over. The blood demon lord stepped back and looked at the flames coming out of Chen Shang. He was actually a little scared. Chen Shang already had the Qinglong demon slayer's sword in his hand, and said coldly, Prince Blood Demon Lord, you are nothing more than that. Presumptuous. The prison blood demon lord roared angrily, a huge black sword appeared in his hand, and then slashed towards Chen Shang. Roll! Chen Shang punched the big knife that was chopped down, and the fist rushed directly to the blade. Boom! Chen Zhang's fist surging out of divine power, turned into a golden blue glow, and blasted the big sword away. He even used his flesh and blood to directly block the sword of the prison blood demon lord. What kind of strong body is this? At this time, Kalian, Huang Jintian, Yao Beishuang and other talents understood that Chen Shang had become very strong during this period of time, especially in terms of his body, he had improved tremendously. Chen Shang has eaten a lot of purgatory holy marrow pills, it is impossible for him not to be strong, and later he was tempered by the heavenly ancient tribulation. Now he doesn't know how strong his body is. Supreme Heaven. Chen Shang is already in the realm of Supreme Heaven Great Venerable. It can be said that it is the strongest realm known to everyone in the first layer of heavenly ancient purgatory, and he is also the highest realm existence among Supreme Heaven Great Venerable. The prison blood demon lord looked at Chen Shang with shock, he couldn't believe that this person actually had such a powerful body. I don't know if Xuanyuanling will get out after killing you. After Chen Shang finished speaking, the human turned into a strong light that directly passed through the body of the prison blood demon lord. He waved his knife and charged directly, and when he passed through the body of the blood demon lord, he instantly slashed thousands of knives. Several sword beams appeared on the prison blood demon lord, and then the entire body cracked. Woo-woo! The sword glow of the Qinglong demon slaughtering sword erupted from the main body of the prison blood demon at this moment, and countless cyan-colored dragon-like sword chi seemed to come out crazily from the burly body of the prison blood demon lord. The blood demon lord was actually beheaded like this. Kill, avenge the demon lord. You bloody heavenly demon roared angrily. Chen Shang took out the white tiger frightening fan, and waved it towards the front a few times, and suddenly a white gust of wind flashed, and the white divine power that erupted was like a million fierce white tigers charging, overlapping and overlapping, turning into a huge wave. Hundreds of thousands of **** blood demons swarmed into the void. Purgatory saints, you have the opportunity to try the results of your practice. Chen Shang let them out. More than 1,000 purgatory saints, wearing white armor, tall stature, slender legs, and beautiful faces, all of them are heroic and elegant. They are armed with long spears, and their bodies are full of supernatural power and murderous aura. Kill, Shui Shengxiang drank coldly. The purgatory saints turned into holy white light, like burning pure and holy pure white flames, as if they could purify all the sins in the world. Hundreds of thousands of prison blood demons were swept away by the divine power released by Baihu Jingyu Fan long ago, and their souls were severely damaged. At this time, although there are only 1,000 purgatory saints, but after they rushed over, they were able to fight with one enemy and 10,000, burning pure holy fire all over their bodies. Hundreds of thousands of prison blood demons were just smashed by 1,000 people and collapsed. The Holy Maiden of Purgatory is really invincible. Even if the three major hegemonic forces come, I'm afraid they will have to kneel. Sister Xiaojing giggled. I didn't waste my brother's cultivation of them. Hundreds of thousands of prison blood demons were defeated, most of them were killed and injured, and they all fled back to Tiangguxing. Chen Shang also took Shui Shengxiang and the others back to the Shenzhen Xuanmo Tower. The prison blood demon lord died. Xuanyuanling also immediately learned the news. She was very surprised that Chen Shang could become so strong in a short period of time, and she was also very curious, how did Chen Shang become strong? Xuanyuanling is a man of time, she thought that Chen Shang must have reversed time. Xuanyuanling and Xuanyuanfeng, with a few moments, jumped in space and appeared in front of Chen Shang. Ling Shu and a group of elders from the Star Spirit clan also appeared not far from Chen Shang. Xuanyuanling's long silver hair danced wildly, her face was very white and beautiful, but she had no emotion, her whole body seemed to be born for killing. She looked at Chen Shang, her eyes were full of killing intent. Chen Shang, if I were you, I would hide far away and never come back. Xuanyuanling said. Xuanyuanling, you offended me in the first place, you should go back to the kennel of your time. Chen Shang said. In this way, you will not be killed by me today. Next to Xuanyuanfeng, the flesh on his face was beating, and he shouted angrily, Chen Shang, I'll gouge out your 2 eyes. Xuanyuanfeng was blinded by Chen Shang last time. Although it grew out, it became Xuanyuanfeng's hatred. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 5184, Who Offends Whom? A Feng, save his life. It was mentioned above that you will bring the survivor back. Xuanyuanling said coldly. Of course, as long as he is still alive, you can do whatever you want with him. After all, it was time and heaven to take action, so many people present felt that Chen Shang was going to be finished this time. The 3 overlords watched from a distance, and they didn't approach the past now, and they didn't think that Chen Shang could beat the time and heaven. Because the 3 of them face time, there is no chance of winning. Ling Shu was extremely nervous now, he didn't want to see Chen Shang die here. Although Chen Shang used to rush to kill the prison blood heavenly demon was very powerful and imposing, but now he is facing the time heavenly man. There are only a few dozen people here, but with these dozens of time, the 3 hegemons can be subdued, not to mention that there are still hundreds of time on Tiangguxing people. The most frightening thing is that the Temple of Heaven and Human is still on the way. Once the Temple of Heaven and Human arrives, it will be the embodiment of the true power of time, heaven and human. Xuanyuanfeng didn't take out his weapon either, suspended in the void, looked at Chen Shang from a distance, then raised his hand and pointed at Chen Shang with his fingertips. Suddenly, a golden light beam shot out from his fingertips, instantly piercing Chen Zhang's forehead. After everyone saw the very thin beam of light penetrated Chen Zhang's forehead, they felt a very terrifying and powerful aura coming. Such a faint beam of light actually condenses such terrifying power. Anyone can see clearly, That beam of light penetrated Chen Zhang's head. Although Chen Shang was not dead, he must have been seriously injured. Your soul has been hit by my soul curse. From now on, your soul is no longer your own. Xuanyuan Feng laughed, his hands were sealed, and he shouted, you will become me doll. As soon as his voice fell, he saw that the beam of light he shot just now turned into many threads, overflowing from Chen Zhang's hands, feet, and torso. At this moment, Chen Shang looked like a puppet pulled by a string. Kai Lian had secretly gathered her divine power and was about to cut off those threads, but at this moment, Chen Zhang's body twisted and disappeared. Everyone was surprised when they saw this. This is actually a false illusion. Chen Shang used this trick very well. He had teleported away just now, and then the Six Paths Divine Mirror quickly projected an illusion. Xuanyuan Feng, who was still proud just now, suddenly looked extremely ugly, and now he looks like a clown. The powerful time gods can't recognize this kind of illusion. Who's doll? Not sure yet. Chen Shang suddenly appeared, using the white tiger Jingyu fan to wave one after another, creating a gust of spirit power, accompanied by violent divine power. At the same time, a transparent thread as thin as silk rushed towards Xuanyuan Feng with the violent divine power. Although Xuanyuan Feng was enveloped by the spirit power wind, it did not pose any threat to him. He could easily block it by releasing his own spirit power. That transparent thin thread is Suzaku tenderness. Under the circumstances just now, Xuanyuan Feng couldn't have discovered it at all, because the strong wind swept out by Chen Shang had already erupted into a lot of white tigers. When Xuanyuan Feng resisted, Suzaku tenderness entered his body unknowingly. Chen Shang controlled the Suzaku tenderness silk to spread out in Xuanyuan Feng's body. Although it was just a silk thread, it could spread branches and leaves like a sapling. It was too late when Xuanyuan Feng realized that something was wrong, and his soul was even entangled by the tenderness of Suzaku. Chen Shang flashed past, and swiped at Xuanyuan Feng several times in a row. The divine power swept out by Bai Hu Jingyu's fan attacked Xuanyuan Feng's soul, making it difficult for him to resist. At this time, everyone can see that there are many threads in Xuanyuan Feng's body. Seeing these threads, Kailian, Yao Beishuang, and Shen Junyi all knew that they were Suzaku tenderness threads. Among Chen Zhang's 4 divine weapons, Vermilion Bird's tenderness is the most unpredictable. Once Chen Shang uses it, he will most likely be caught. Xuanyuan Feng. Xuanyuan Ling suddenly shouted when she saw something was wrong in the distance. Chen Shang also controlled Suzaku tenderness to shrink at this time, and then put his hand on the back of Xuanyuan Feng who couldn't move, and injected divine power to enhance Suzaku tenderness. After Suzaku's tenderness was tightened, Xuanyuan Feng was in so much pain that his throat was strangled to death, and he couldn't make a sound. Everyone could see from his distorted face that he was in great pain. What did Chen Shang do? This method is terrible. Xuanyuanling had already left. She rushed over. Die. Chen Shang injected divine power into Xuanyuan Feng's body, urging Suzaku's tenderness to shrink rapidly, and instantly shattered Xuanyuan Feng's body. Everyone was stunned. Xuanyuan Feng actually died like this. It was too late after Xuanyuanling came over. She shouted angrily and slammed at Chen Shang. Chen Shang also hurriedly pushed his palm to catch it. Boom. The 2 violent divine powers collided to create a strong air wave. Xuanyuan Feng's body was torn apart by this air wave, and it was scattered everywhere. This scene shocked everyone. God of Time, it was so powerful that it was so overwhelming that people could not breathe, but now it was killed by Chen Shang, and it seemed that Chen Zhang's strength was comparable to Xuanyuanling. After seeing it for dozens of times, they were all furious, and they didn't make a move, because Xuanyuanling had already made a move. Xuanyuanling is the strongest among them. If she can't handle Chen Shang, then they certainly can't handle it either. You actually killed Xuanyuan Feng. Xuanyuanling was angry and shocked. She really did not expect that someone on the first floor of the backward ancient purgatory would have such strength. Yeah, I'm going to kill you next, and destroy your time. Chen Shang sneered. This is the price of your arrogance. Chen Shang didn't have any hatred with them back then, but without saying a word, the other party tore off one of his arms, and also wanted to capture him and monopolize the entire Tianghu star. How could Chen Shang bear such a thing? As long as Xuanyuanling is killed, time, heaven and man will definitely be greatly reduced. You must know that there are still spies from the Temple of Time and other forces watching from a distance. If Chen Shang can really kill the God of Time, if the Temple of Time wants to make small moves in the future, he will also weigh it. The elders of the Skygu Star Spirit clan were also watching, and they were also shocked. They have cultivated for so long, but they have not reached the strength of Chen Shang, because the more they go on, the more difficult it is to break through. Xuanyuan Ling was furious at the moment. Xuanyuan Feng was killed, and Chen Shang was so presumptuous in front of her. If she didn't fight back strongly, then Time Heaven would definitely become a laughingstock. Chen Shang, did you know? You have completely offended our time gods. Xuanyuan Ling said coldly. You have to figure out who offended who first. If it wasn't for the fact that you guys went too far, I wouldn't be bothered to fight with you. I'm just an alchemist, but you guys forced me to take revenge myself. Chen Shang sneered. It seems that there is no need to catch you alive. Xuanyuan Ling took out a long sword. As soon as the sword came out, the surrounding space seemed to tremble. Obviously, this was a magic weapon that could easily tear apart space. Do you like this sight? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5185, Xuanyuan Time and Space Sword. Seeing the long sword in Xuanyuan Ling's hand, the dozens of heavenly beings in the distance were all in awe, with expressions of awe, and even some fear. It can be seen that the long sword in Xuanyuan Ling's hand is a very terrifying thing even in the eyes of time and man. Xuanyuan Space-Time Sword, an elder of the Star Spirit clan said with trembling voice and fear, could it be the sword of the Xuanyuan family? Impossible. It is impossible for the Xuanyuan family to freely give this sword to the younger generation of the family. Of course not, it's an imitation, but it's also very precious to the Xuanyuan family. There are only 10 defenses in total. Chen Shang now also knows that this sword has an extraordinary origin, but he is not afraid at all, because he also masters the power of time and space. Not only does he master it himself, but also the Six Paths Divine Mirror, and the Six Paths Divine Mirror has tens of thousands of star cores to support it. Master, there is a large space inside this sword, with at least 3 star cores in it. Ling Shu suddenly shouted. Everyone was terrified when they heard it. Inside this sword, there are actually 3 star cores as energy cores. If it is the real Xuanyuan space-time sword, there are 100,000 star cores in it. Said a time god. This remark once again shocked everyone. Even Chen Shang was secretly horrified. 100,000 star cores were indeed very strong. Of course, if there are enough star cores, his six-path mirror can be so strong. He was suddenly very puzzled. Why does Xuanyuan space-time sword have so many star cores? Could it be that the time and space where time, heaven and human are located, those stars are very weak? On the first floor of Tianggu Purgatory where Chen Shang is located, the stars here are very powerful, let alone taking the star cores inside the stars. Even if you want to cause damage to that kind of huge stars, it is very difficult. Chen Shang, the background of our time, heaven and man, is not something you can imagine. It is not something you can challenge. I must kill you today and sacrifice the sword. Xuanyuan Ling's face was full of pride. Although the Xuanyuan space-time sword in her hand was an imitation, it was also very powerful, giving her strong confidence and pride. Although the Azure Dragon Demon Slayer sword in Chen Zhang's hand has no star core or anything, these days, little sister Xiaojing has also been sacrificing and strengthening, and there is a powerful killing red dragon soul inside. The most powerful part of the Qinglong Demon Slayer knife is that it can withstand a strong energy injection, and it can be connected to the Six Paths Divine Mirror. Chen Shang held the Qinglong Demon Slayer sword. His face was expressionless. It could be seen that he was not afraid at all. Being yourself too big, I'll let you see the power of my Xuanyuan family today. Xuanyuan Ling waved her sword gently, and time and space rippled out, forming a field with her as the center. Everyone could clearly see from a distance, Chen Shang in the domain seemed to be frozen, or his movements suddenly became very slow. On the other hand, Xuanyuan Ling was acting normally. She sneered, and slowly walked towards Chen Shang who was in slow motion. Because Chen Zhang's time and space were affected, it became very slow. This kind of trick, we will too. Sister Xiaojing controls the Six Paths Divine Mirror to wave out the power of time and space, directly impacting the other party's time and space domain. Xuanyuan Ling, who was still very proud just now, suddenly changed her face, because she did not expect that Chen Shang would break the Xuanyuan space-time sword's domain so easily. Time and heaven are even more horrified. In their opinion, Xuanyuan Ling has this sword in his hand. In such a place, it is an invincible existence. However, now it has been cracked by Chen Shang. Chen Shang sneered. An imitation product? What kind of thing is this? It's still a treasure. Even with such a waste product, I dare to show it off, but I don't know, it's shameful. You What have you done? Xuanyuanling was furious and released the space-time domain again. This time, the divine mirror of 6 paths directly blocked it. The power of the mere 3 star cores also wants to fight against the tens of thousands of star cores inside the 6 paths divine mirror. Moreover, Chen Shang doubted that the time and space where the time and man were located, the stars were very weak, so they could take out the star core. The 3 star cores in that sword might be very weak. The star cores in Chen Zhang's 6 paths divine mirror are all stars born in the Great Star Spirit era. The stars of the Great Star Spirit era were the most powerful period in the history of Tianghu Purgatory. After the era of Prison Blood, they did not know what the Prison Blood Celestial clan did to take out a large number of star cores. It was also at that time that the stars began to weaken. Xuanyuanling tried several times in a row, but the space-time domain was unable to cover Chen Shang. At this time, she began to panic. Because she knows very well that Chen Zhang's current strength is comparable to hers, if she doesn't have the advantage of a magic weapon, then she will definitely lose. Let you see what a peerless weapon is. Chen Shangfei rushed over, and the blackened azure dragon demon slayer's sword in his hand suddenly shone brightly, and the green light shone in all directions, accompanied by a dragon roar that looked down upon the world. The divine sword slashed down in anger. At the same time, the divine mirror of 6 paths released the space domain and sealed Xuanyuanling in a very small space, preventing her from moving. Xuanyuanling was unable to move, and at that moment, she felt the mysterious and powerful power of Chen Shang that was invisible. She subconsciously resisted with a sword. Boom! The imitation Xuanyuan time and space sword in her hand shattered instantly after touching the Qinglong demon sword. The divine sword, which had been awe-inspiring for a long time just now, was destroyed by Chen Shang. After the divine sword broke the sword, its power remained undiminished, slashing down fiercely, slaying the red dragon roaring, and the scarlet red light burst out with incomparable scorching heat. Xuanyuanling is dead. The celestial spirits can't believe it, and the group of time gods can't believe it. The Protoss elders were trembling because they knew exactly what it meant. In the ancient purgatory, there is an existence that can fight against time. Xuanyuanling was killed, time and heaven will definitely not give up. And Chen Shang has such strength, he will definitely compete for Tianghu Star. The spies of the Temple of Time were also frightened. They had never heard of such a number one person who could actually fight against the god of time. The 3 overlords looked at Chen Shang, and looked at the mighty Qinglong demon slayer's sword in his hand, and was in a trance for a while. Who is this Chen Shang? Where did it come from? Why is it so powerful? From today onwards, Tianghu Xing belongs to me, Chen Shang. Chen Zhang's voice was mighty, covering the entire Tianghu Xing. He released 6 divine mirrors. The divine mirror quickly became larger, and in the blink of an eye, it was suspended above the huge Tianghu star, covering the entire Tianghu star. The strong light of the divine mirror fell, and the enchantment that the time gods used to control the ancient star instantly shattered. Huang Jintian scolded Chen Shang in a low voice. With such strength, he could hide it so deeply. Kai Lian is very clear, Chen Shang is really moving. This means that there will be earth-shattering changes in the ancient purgatory in the near future. Otherwise, Chen Shang wouldn't do his best to capture the ancient stars. The elders of the Star Spirit clan took a deep breath. They knew that the formation of Tianghu Xing had a lot to do with Chen Shang, and it could be said that Chen Shang contributed to it. But because Chen Zhang's cultivation base is very low, they have always looked down on Chen Shang. How could they know that Chen Shang showed such a powerful strength after being placed by the time gods before? World Defying Dan God Chapter 5186, Lord of the Ancient Stars. Xuanyuanling and Xuanyuanfeng were killed by Chen Shang one after another, and they were both dead to the point where they didn't even have scum left. There are still hundreds of time gods and people on Tianghuxing. How can they endure this kind of thing? The dozens of time gods that Xuanyuanling brought out just now are all frantically attacking Chen Shang at this moment. At the same time, they are also contacting Tianghu Xing to come out and fight against Chen Shang together. Those dozens of time celestial beings also saw Chen Shang release the divine mirror of 6 paths to attack the heavenly ancient star formation, so they suddenly rushed over. However, after the divine mirror of 6 paths broke through the heavenly ancient star barrier, it immediately moved Chen Shang over. Chen Shang appeared on the divine mirror of 6 paths. Dozens of time celestial beings also rushed over, and they all had something like a rune in their hands, frantically smashing at the 6-path divine mirror. The divine mirror of 6 paths spun, absorbing all the impact force that erupted. You are courting death. Chen Shang sneered. The divine mirror of six paths locked the dozens of time and heaven, and then released a space force to block them, making them unable to move in place. These dozens of time gods, when they chased past, dared to fall on the six-path mirror, and now they can't move, they are all panicked. The divine mirror of six paths has become very huge, and it seems to move slowly. It is thought that it is also very good to attack when it becomes larger. However, no one expected that the divine mirror of six paths was very strong, and it would release its own powerful strength to resist attacks. Chen Shang was like a fish in water on the divine mirror of six paths, and he traveled through the space at will, slashing the Azure Dragon Demon Slayer's sword in succession in his hand, slaughtering the dozens of heaven and man one by one. Dozens of time gods died again. In the eyes of many people, the time and people who were invincible before, are now dying so quickly. Seeing Chen Zhang's strength, the three overlords also ran away. The three sects are good at doing it themselves. After Chen Shang killed dozens of time gods, the hundreds of time gods in Tianguxing had just arrived. They didn't know how powerful the divine mirror of six paths was, but they were very angry when they saw that the divine mirror of six paths could break through the barrier of Tianguxing. They had already learned that Xuanyuanling and Xuanyuanfeng were killed, but they believed that Xuanyuanfeng and Xuanyuanling were too complacent, so they were killed. Now they have hundreds of people here. If they besiege Chen Shang together, they will definitely be able to win. In this situation, no matter what they do to bully the less, hundreds of people directly join forces to release the enchantment. These hundreds of time celestial beings were originally here to set up the enchantment, so while they were using the power of the enchantment at this time, they wanted to suppress and seal Chen Shang. They don't know about the Six Paths God mirror, and they are still standing on the Six Paths God. Didn't they bring it to their door? Sister Xiaojing, get them! Chen Shang shouted. The mirror of the divine mirror of six paths faces the heavenly ancient star below, and Chen Shang is now standing on the back of the divine mirror of six paths, so for those hundreds of times, the gods thought that the back of the mirror was not powerful. However, they knew right away that although the six paths divine mirror had grown larger, the back was equally terrifying. Hundreds of times, heaven and man joined forces, only to find that some silk threads suddenly appeared under their feet. It looks the same as Suzaku tenderness, but it is not Suzaku tenderness, but the imitation of Suzaku tenderness by the Six Paths mirror. The divine mirror of six paths also released the space domain at this time, blocking them on the divine mirror of six paths, and don't let them run away. Quick, use flames, the gods shouted sometime. Immediately they unleashed flames to burn the threads. At this time, Chen Shang had already killed him, and rushed over to the Mad Sword dance, killing a blockbuster in the blink of an eye. In my domain, do you still want to seal me? Chen Shang thought it was very funny, just grabbing the Azure Dragon claws of the Azure Dragon magic art, it transformed into a huge Azure Dragon claws, along with the power of the beast's life form. Chen Shang used the magic beast to release the divine power and obtain several times the increase. With this grab, he directly crushed more than a dozen time gods, and the flying Azure Dragon Demon Slayer spun, frantically strangling those time gods. Hundreds of powerful time gods were unilaterally slaughtered by Chen Shang with his own power. Chen Shang is like an invincible killing god. This group of time gods did not have any power to fight at all. Chen Shang didn't even use weapons, his hands transformed into Azure Dragon claws, and he would die as soon as he grabbed it, while the Azure Dragon slaughtering knife turned into a small Azure Dragon and swirled, seeing that someone wanted to sneak attack on Chen Shang, just stabbed with a knife and killed people. Many people watched the massacre. The three hegemons of the flame domain who ran far away also learned of this from the communication talisman, and were terrified in their hearts. At this time, Chen Shang is unmatched. Hundreds of time gods, on the Six Paths divine mirror, were easily beheaded by Chen Shang like livestock. Crystal dust was scattered on the Six Paths divine mirror. After the time god was killed, Chen Shang used flames to burn it into fly ash. Ended. Chen Zhang's battle with Time God in Tianguxing was over. Chen Zhang's own strength alone was able to unilaterally crush Time God. Chen Shang, the Temple of Heaven and Man is coming soon. So don't try to take over the ancient stars. Thinking that the elder of the Star Spirit clan, coldly said, we won't let you succeed. Although your star spirits seem to obey the time, and they are very obedient to them, I know that you are much stronger than them. Chen Shang looked at the clan elder and said coldly, I'm not afraid of any gods. Temple of Man, I'm not afraid of you either. The elders of the Star Spirit clan are now secretly communicating with each other. They know very well that if Chen Shang fights with them, they will definitely suffer a lot of losses. The same is true for the celestial spirits who faced the time gods before. If they fought against the time gods, even if they won, it would be a tragic victory, so they chose to obey. We jointly own the Heavenly Ancient Star. Don't forget, we are the Heavenly Ancient Star Alliance," said a Protoss clan veteran. "You guys, don't think I don't know what you're thinking. You guys are going to fool me first, wait for the Heavenly Man Temple to come, and then unite with the Time and Heavenly Man to destroy me." Chen Shang sneered. "Chen Shang, you think too much, we promise not to do this kind of thing. Come to the Temple of Heaven and Man, we will definitely fight against you together," the clan elder said. "I only gave you one way before, that is, to get you out of Tianghu Star. I will now give you the second way, you Star Spirit race as my loyal dog, submit to me, and be loyal to me. Otherwise, you will get out of here. Tianghu Xing." Chen Shang saw that the Star Spirit race was a little cowardly, so he took advantage of the situation to force the other party to give in again. He didn't believe in the Protoss promise. The Star Spirit clan masters many things. If they don't completely subdue them, or keep them away from Tianghu Xing, Chen Shang will not be relieved. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5187, 2 options. Seeing that Chen Shang was so strong, the elders of the Star Spirit clan knew that Chen Shang would definitely not back down. For such an important matter, we Protoss must take a long-term view. Please give us 7 days. After 7 days, we will definitely give you a satisfactory answer," the clan elder said. "I won't give you time, you can make a decision for me now. If you want to discuss, get out of Tianghu Xing to discuss it, and then wait for you to discuss it." How could Chen Shang not see the plans of the Star Spirit race? Just to delay time, and then wait for the Temple of Heaven and Man to come. He can see through the Protoss now. The Protoss are very strong, but they will not fight at will, nor will they take the initiative to engage in large-scale battles. The approach of the Protoss is to rely on powerful forces, cooperate with powerful forces, and then obtain opportunities for development and growth from them, and then seize the opportunity to control each other and become the leader in the alliance. Even if the Protoss clan admits their cowardice now, they will definitely wait until they find an opportunity in the future before attacking Chen Shang. The Protoss said before that they would destroy the Temple of Time, probably because of the opposition between the God of Time and the Temple of Time. "We really need time to discuss," the clan elder said with a wry smile. "We may have misunderstood before, but we have absolutely no malice. Please seize the opportunity for our cooperation. If you don't get out, then I'll help you get out." Chen Zhang's attitude was very firm. "Master Shen, we are willing to cooperate with you fairly." The elders of the Star Spirit race found that they couldn't negotiate with Chen Shang at all, because Chen Shang was not afraid of them. The Star Spirit clan didn't want to have a conflict with Chen Shang, because once a fight broke out, even if they could take down Chen Shang, their Star Spirit clan would still lose a lot. "You must be loyal to me," Chen Shang said. "I will not cooperate with you in any fair way, you are not worthy." Chen Shang knew that the Star Spirit clan had a lot of fun. What fair cooperation? The ghost knows that they will grow to a certain extent in the future, what will they do to him? So he must make the Protoss completely surrender. Ling Shu was just watching from the side, he didn't care, and he agreed with Chen Shang in his heart. After all, Chen Shang was his master. Chen Shang controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths to become bigger and shrouded the heavenly ancient star, and he was ready to take action at any time. When the elders of the Star Spirit clan saw the incomparably huge 6 paths divine mirror, they could feel the powerful star core power, and knew that Chen Shang had powerful star cores, but he didn't know how many. Chen Shang used the power of the star core, but these powers of the star core were transformed by the 6 paths divine mirror, so the Star Spirit clan could not control this kind of star core power. What effect? At this time, many people were watching, and there were still spies from major forces such as the Temple of Time in the distance. If the Protoss agrees, this is a big deal. After all, the Protoss is a very powerful group, and Chen Shang seems to be the only one. If he gets the allegiance of the Protoss, then Chen Shang will be stronger. Chen Shang needs the allegiance of the Protoss, so it must be for them to sign some soul contracts or something. At that time, Chen Shang will take the lead, so they won't be afraid of using underhand tricks or something. The clan elder of the Star Spirit clan closed his eyes, apparently communicating with other clan elders by means of communication, discussing what to do. They definitely couldn't kill Chen Shang, and Chen Shang was so strong. If they didn't kill Chen Shang and let Chen Shang run away, their star spirit race would definitely be like Xuanyuan Ling and Xuanyuan Feng, and they would be killed by Chen Shang soon. Kill them one by one. In addition, Tianggu Xing was born because of Chen Shang, and Chen Shang must have a way to cause trouble to Tianggu Xing, then their star spirit race would not be at peace in Tianggu Xing. They can't be loyal to Chen Shang. How could such a huge group of their star spirit clan be loyal to Chen Shang? Their entire clan will not agree. So they have only one way to go, that is to leave Tianggu Xing. Shen Gongzi, we will leave Tianggu Xing. But please think about it again. Your relationship with Time Tianren has seriously deteriorated, and the Temple of Tianren will soon arrive here. And the Temple of Time is also eyeing Tianggu Xing. Can you hold it? Said the clan elder. I can hold it, Chen Shang decisively said. If you are willing to unite with us, we will develop equally on Tianggu Xing. At that time, we will block the Time God and the Temple of Time. We rely on the power of Tianggu Xing to defend, so that you can rest easy and grow in peace. The clan elder said again. No, Chen Zhang's attitude was very firm. We are sincere, and we will never do anything else in the future. The clan elder said again, and it could be seen that they hoped to stay in Tianggu Xing. I still have that attitude. You either get out of the way, or allegiance to me. Your entire Star Spirit clan recognizes me as the master. Chen Shang said. We can't do it. We clan elders can't replace the entire Protoss. Our Protoss is very large, and the clansmen cannot accept that the entire clan recognizes you as the master. The clan elder shook his head and sighed. Then you all leave Tianggu Xing. Chen Shang said. The Tianggu Purgatory is so big, there will definitely be a place for you. Let's stay in Tianggu Xing, we can make Tianggu Xing stronger. Please consider Mr. Shen carefully. The clan elder persuaded again. Are you going? Chen Shang said coldly. If you don't go, I will do it. The divine mirror of 6 paths is now so big that it can completely cover the Tianggu star. It has been slowly spinning, and it seems to be condensing energy. Let's go. Give us some time, and we will leave Tianggu Xing as quickly as possible. The clan elder was helpless. He sighed, and then glanced at Ling Shu. The star spirit race was unwilling to fight, and could not agree to Chen Zhang's request, so they could only leave. Ling Shu came to Chen Zhang's side and whispered, Master, can we really defend Tianggu Xing? Chen Shang said, it's not a problem to block the Temple of Heaven and Human and the Temple of Time. But, in the heavenly ancient purgatory, it's not just them that are powerful. Chen Shang knew very well that the powerhouses from the other layers of the heavenly ancient purgatory would flock to the first layer one after another. The first floor and the 18th floor will be reversed. The strongest will be the first floor of the ancient purgatory where they are located, and the 18th floor may not exist by then. Master, the star spirits will definitely leave. They found a place before. Ling Shu said. They were worried that the time and the people would seize the Tianggu star, so they found a good way of retreat, but they didn't expect that you would eventually take back the Tianggu star. The Star Spirit clan can't do this, they will be exterminated sooner or later. Chen Shang said. There is a reason why the Protoss clan did not develop on the second floor. Chen Shang visited the second floor and knew the general situation of the second floor. With the behavior of the Protoss clan, it was impossible for them to grow on the second floor. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5188, Star Core. Ling Shu will stay, because he was originally the Protoss of the Tianggu star. Although he is also a member of the Protoss, he is a special existence, and he does not have the blood of the Protoss in his body. Ling Shu is the spiritual body nurtured by Tianggu Xing. It has no blood relationship with the Star Spirit clan, but the Star Spirit clan has always absorbed the spirits of these stars and guided them to control the stars. Master, the star spirits have basically come over from the second floor. Ling Shu said. They also have a place to go, and I hope they will not become our enemies in the future. They don't dare. Chen Shang shook his head and smiled. If they really had that kind of heart, they should have been my enemies long ago. They also decided to leave Tianggu Xing after careful consideration. Ling Shu nodded and said, after all, the Star Spirit clan has some kindness towards me and Tianggu Xing. I hope it won't come to that end in the end. Tianggu Xing has a lot of purgatory blood, and the Protoss also relies on this purgatory blood to create a large number of powerful purgatory bodies for the Protoss, so their investment in Tianggu Xing is also rewarded accordingly. What we need to watch out for now is the Temple of Heaven and Man, and the Temple of Time. Chen Shang took Ling Shu and flew to the Six Paths Divine Mirror. The current Six Paths Divine Mirror is releasing star nuclei. A total of 36 star nuclei are released to surround the Tianghu Xing, and then it is controlled by Little Mirror's sister to form a star array, which can protect the Tianghu Xing with the star enchantment. Chen Shang contacted Kai Lian and Shen Tianyu, and they could return to Tianghu Star first. He would then go to clean up Tianghu Star and formulate the Order of Tianghu Star. The three hegemonic forces and the prison blood demons are also fleeing from the Sky Ancient Star at this moment. They are scattered all over the Sky Ancient Star, and Chen Shang cannot catch them all in a short period of time. And they are not a threat now, so Chen Shang doesn't want to waste his energy and time chasing them. The power structure of the Yan domain has undergone tremendous changes all of a sudden. Originally, the three hegemons and the prison blood demon were the strongest in the flame domain, but as the Temple of Time and the Time Angels continued to send more staff, the three overlords and the prison blood demon could only take a back seat. The Hell Blood Demon was even worse, most of them were destroyed by the Purgatory Saintess Core, and the Hell Blood Demon Lord was also killed by Chen Shang. Today, Chen Shang is in control of Tianghu Xing, and he is considered to be the overlord in the flame domain. Next, everyone is watching, waiting for the arrival of the Temple of Heaven and Man. If the Temple of Heaven and Man can recapture the Heavenly Ancient Star, then the Temple of Heaven and Man will be the first overlord in the flame domain. Chen Shang is not afraid of the Temple of Heaven and Man, but he will not be blindly confident, he must be prepared with both hands. If the Temple of Heaven and Man is too strong, then he will have to make other plans. The current existence of Tianghu Xing is very special. It can be said that it is the core of the entire flame domain, because the blood veins of purgatory in the flame domain are connected to Tianghu Xing through various space veins. If Tianghu Xing was really occupied by the Temple of Heaven and Man, then Chen Shang had to plan for the worst, which was to destroy Tianghu Xing. Sister Xiaojing controlled the Six Paths Divine Mirror, running 36 star nuclei to float around, and soon set up a powerful enchantment. Then Chen Shang put away the Divine Mirror of Six Paths, and entered the inner core space with Ling Shu. The star core of Tianghu Xing looks like a huge heart, and it is beating. This kind of star nucleus, Chen Shang had seen before when he entered the second floor of the ancient purgatory. It's just that Tianghu Xing's heart is bigger than what he has seen before, and the golden light it emits is stronger. The core heart of Tianghu Xing was also sealed in a crystal. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing remembered that the star core heart on the second floor of Tianghu Purgatory would lay eggs, like an ant queen laying eggs, giving birth to golden scale people crazily. So they are very worried now that the star core heart of Tianghu Xing will become like that. Seeing this situation, they must quickly transform the star core of Tianghu Xing. Master, Tianghu Xing is growing and evolving. Ling Shu said. Look at the heart that this star core has transformed into. It is alive, just like a living being. Is Tianghu Xing going to be transformed into a human? Or is it going to be transformed into a beast? That huge heart is as big as that kind of star core. When it beats, it emits a golden glow, which is very shocking, and those glows are the energy of the blood of purgatory, which will penetrate the stratum and enter all parts of Tianghu Xing. The creatures on the Tianghu star can benefit endlessly by absorbing these blood energy. All things on the Tianghu star, whether it is flowers, trees, mountains, rivers, or birds, beasts, and insects, have received a huge evolutionary improvement after absorbing the blood energy of purgatory blood. Ling Shu, aren't you the star spirit of Tianghu Xing? You don't even know what's going on. Chen Shang shook his head and smiled. Master, it's good that I am a Protoss, but I was put together by the Protoss. They separated me from Tianghu Xing, otherwise I wouldn't be able to stand here alive. Ling Shu pouted and said. You have suffered a big loss. You are the star spirit of Tianghu Xing, your body is originally Tianghu Xing, and they gave you the body of a bad old man, and they deceived your Tianghu Xing's body, blood loss. Chen Shang said. There's no way, I'm too young, and I've been thinking about why I was born and what kind of destination I'll have in the future for many years, and I'm also very lonely. Until we got in contact with the Protoss, I felt that they were very close. Ling Shu smiled bitterly and said, now it seems that you are still the best for me, Master. The star spirit race can freely enter and exit this place, why is this? Logically speaking, it shouldn't be. Chen Shang looked around and found that the space here is still very strong. I don't know, after they took over the kernel space, they carried out a lot of transformation. Ling Shu shook his head and said, they are still very capable. In short, this place has been transformed by them many times, and I don't know if it is now. What happened? Chen Shang released the divine mirror of 6 paths and asked Sister Xiaojing to investigate, and then he wanted to remodel it. Let me see what's going on. Sister Xiaojing said. After the divine mirror of 6 paths became larger, it illuminated the heart-like star nucleus. As long as you understand the situation, you can start to transform it to avoid other problems in the star core. Ling Shu, I have been to the 2nd floor of Tianghu Purgatory before, and I have entered the inner core space of one of the stars. Chen Shang told Ling Shu what he saw. The transformation of the star core into the heart was indeed done by the Protoss. This is also their newest way to strengthen the star core in stars. But later, the monsters born from the star core were not the work of the Protoss, but the Temple of Time. Got it, Ling Shu said. No matter what, we have to figure out the current situation of the star core, lest the star spirits have a hand in it. Chen Shang had to be on guard. If there was a problem with the star core, the entire Tianghu star would be doomed. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5189, Xingxie Road. Chen Shang looked at the heart of the star core in the inner core space, and Ling Shu went out to find Huang Jintian and the others to discuss how to clean the Tianghu star. On the Tianghu star, there are many other ancient great forces, as well as time monks hiding, and there are some prison blood demons. They are afraid that they will cause damage here, so they must be dealt with as soon as possible. Ling Shu can still use the Shanao clan now, and with the help of Shanao, he can also form a strong force. Chen Shang is waiting for little Jing's sister to check the situation of the star core, because she now knows the most about these star cores and stars, so she can see something. Although Chen Shang also used his eyes to see, he could see a lot of intricate contexts, but he didn't know what the specific situation was, but Sister Xiaojing was able to analyze it. Sister Jing, where did the blood of purgatory go? Chen Shang asked. It is reasonable to say that there should be a lot of blood in purgatory. The Protoss really has something. Most of the blood of purgatory is locked inside the heart by them. When the heart beats, only a small amount of blood is leaked out. Sister Xiaojing said. Although the blood energy leaked out was very small, it brought great benefits to this Tianghu Xing. Can you see what's going on now? Is it good or bad to become a heart? Chen Shang asked. Brother, according to my speculation, the way of cultivating the star core of the Star Spirit clan has gone wrong, and the more they go, the more evil they are. Sister Xiaojing said. Even so, it is still amazing. How do you say? Those star nuclei in the divine mirror of 6 paths must have been cultivated by them, right? Chen Shang asked. Yes, but that has reached the limit, so they tried to break through this limit. How should I put it? The stars have powerful Protoss and star cores, but for such huge stars, they are still like dead things. While talking, Sister Xiaojing controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths and continued to irradiate the star core heart. So, the star spirit race wants to turn the stars into living creatures. Chen Shang imagined it, and immediately shuddered. Yes. The star spirits have been trying this. They can turn the star nucleus into a heart, which is amazing. Sister Xiaojing exclaimed. They are on the 2nd floor of the ancient purgatory, and they should have tried many times. But it has not been successful, and those stars were later occupied by the Temple of Time. The failure of the Protoss on the 2nd floor made them very unwilling, so they returned to the 1st floor. Tianghu Xing has a lot of purgatory blood. Could it be that they plan to use this purgatory blood to create a flesh and blood body for Tianghu Xing? The more Chen Shang thought about it, the more he felt that the star spirit race was very crazy, to actually turn Tianghu Xing into a living creature with flesh and blood. It should be like this. Sister Xiaojing also sighed. These guys really have ideas. If they succeed on the 2nd floor, they won't mix so badly. If you turn this huge star into a huge living creature, and you can control it, you will be invincible. At the beginning of the Great Star Spirit era on the 1st floor, the Star Spirit race successfully made the star core of the stars very powerful, and they became the most powerful race. When they went to the 2nd floor, they must have encountered some obstacles, so they had to change their thinking, but they couldn't get through. Sister Jing, how is Gu Xing's current situation that day? Chen Shang asked. Is it possible to realize the idea of the Star Spirit clan? According to their thinking, this star core heart can only become the spawning core in the end. Just like what we saw on the 2nd floor, it will produce a large number of eggs and explode a lot of golden scale people. Sister Xiaojing said. Chen Shang looked at the huge heart, very puzzled, and asked, How did the star core turn into a heart? What did the star spirit race in them do? I'm checking. In short, the final direction of this star core heart is spawning. I don't know why the Protoss clan insists on doing this. Could it be that they have no choice but to go this way? Sister Xiaojing can observe many things. Sister Jing, is this star core heart very difficult for us? Because this is not what we need. Can we restore the star core heart to its original state? Chen Shang asked. It can't be recovered, it's really very troublesome. If these guys from the Protoss continue to play, Tianguxing will be ruined by them sooner or later. What we need to do now is to reverse the deterioration of the heart. Sister Xiaojing said. Chen Shang scolded the Protoss a few lowly, and then took out the communication talisman to contact Ling Shu, because he had to ask the Protoss to understand. Ling Shu had just finished the meeting with Shen Tianyu and the others, and immediately rushed over. Chen Shang sent him a message, his tone was very anxious, and he was also angry. Master, what's the matter? Is there something wrong with the heart of this star core? Ling Shu hurriedly asked. Ling Shu, the Star Spirit clan has made use of the star nucleus. Chen Shang briefly explained his analysis with Sister Xiaojing. After listening to Ling Shu, he was stunned. If the star core is finished, the Tianggu star will be gone. Do you have a way to contact them? Chen Shang asked. I want to talk to them to find out the situation. Ling Shu took out a communication talisman and said, use this to talk to them. Chen Shang took the communication talisman and contacted a clan elder of the Star Spirit clan, the one who negotiated with Chen Shang outside. Old royal family, what's the matter with the star core heart of Tianguxing? The condition of this heart is very bad, what did you guys do? Chen Shang was very rude, and asked directly in a very rough tone. Young Master Shen, do you see the problem? This is the reason why we are reluctant to leave Tianguxing. Because the star core is in a very serious condition, we have been trying to save it before, if you let us stay, there may be a glimmer of hope. The old royal sighed, it's a pity, it's too late now. What do you mean? Chen Shang asked angrily. There are some problems in the process of turning the star nucleus into the heart, and we have been remedying it. As long as we maintain it, it will not deteriorate, but if we leave now, the deterioration will continue. Even if we go back now, we cannot stop it, said the old man. Why didn't you guys tell me these things before? Chen Shang said coldly. You guys are really uneasy and kind, and turned my Tianguxing into this ghost. I'm sorry, we originally hoped that Tianguxing would become stronger, but... The old royal family did not continue. I have been to the second floor, and I know that you have turned the star cores of many stars on the second floor into hearts. I guess you have always wanted to turn the stars into living things, but you have never succeeded, because you have no such strength at all. Chen Shang sneered. You guys met Tianguxing and saw so much purgatory blood, you thought you could succeed, but in the end you screwed up, right? The royal family was silent, and after a while, he sent a message and said, Young Master Shen, you are truly amazing, you can see so many things. Tianguxing has a lot of purgatory blood, we thought we had such favorable conditions, it must be successful, but, it still fails. The transformation of stars into living creatures is only a fantasy after all. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5190, Final Failure. When Chen Shang heard the words of the old royal family, anger surged in his heart. You bunch of idiots are all dead pig heads. You have failed so many times on the second floor before, but you still dare to follow your previous attempts. Chen Shang suddenly yelled, the star core of Tianguxing was taken by you all. If you do it like this, you are still so at ease. Exploring different paths requires paying a price. Tianguxing is indeed rare, and because there is a large amount of purgatory blood, we believe that purgatory blood can give birth to flesh and bones, and can turn into living things, but we still failed. I don't know why it failed. The royal family sighed. Chen Shang now understands why the star spirit race was unwilling to be loyal to him before, for the sake of the dying Tianguxing, it really wasn't worth it. Mr. Shen, time and heaven don't know about this. They will still Tianggu star. You should leave Tianggu star as soon as possible. Once the star core continues to deteriorate, you will all be in danger, said the old man of the royal family. What is the worst case scenario? Chen Shang asked. Have you been to the second floor, have you seen those eggs? It was under the control of the Temple of Time, and the results were better, that is, some obedient things were bred. The old royal said, and the Tianguxing gave birth to it. Things, not obedient, and brutal. I won't leave, Chen Shang said. Tianggu Xing was born because of me, I will never give up Tianggu Xing. It's not saved, the star of the sky is not saved, you can do it for yourself. Soon, the superstar on the first floor of the purgatory of the sky will shine because of our Protoss. Our Protoss will return the king, and we will create the sky again. The most powerful era of ancient purgatory. The royal family said, young Master Shen, is it too late for you to take refuge with us now? Roll. Chen Shang crushed the communication talisman. Master, what should I do now? Ling Shu, who was beside him, had also heard the conversation between Chen Shang and the elder of the royal family just now. The asterisk of the star spirit race. Chen Shang scolded in a low voice. They didn't grow up on the second floor, but they made the second floor a mess. They really have some skills. He now understands that the monks of time, the gods of time, and the celestial beings are all creatures that were conceived by time, and they themselves are things that create chaos. I can only do my best. Chen Shang said. Ling Shu, go to my master and my father and ask them to prepare for the worst and leave Tiangxing as soon as possible when necessary. Ling Shu left the kernel space immediately. Chen Shang looked at the heart of the star core and couldn't help sighing. Sister Xiaojing said, brother, the situation is indeed not optimistic. But it is not impossible to save. At this time, thousands of huge temples of time suddenly appeared outside the Tianggu star formation, all of which came from tearing apart the space. At this time, Tianggu Xing, seen from a distance, seems to be filled with black gas, which looks very scary. Chen Shang also immediately received the news from Ling Shu that a large number of huge and magnificent temples of time had already surrounded the entire Tianggu Xing. Chen Shang also immediately made a space jump and came outside. At this time, he heard a voice. Listen to the people of Tiangxing, Tiangxing will be sealed, this is to prevent Tiangxing from causing chaos, you can do it yourself. After finishing speaking, the thousands of time temples moved quickly, and then formed a large formation, turning into a huge enchantment, covering Tianggu Xing and the 36 star nuclei floating around Tianggu Xing. The Temple of Time actually took action to seal the heavenly ancient star. Chen Shang thought that the old royal family had said before, that the star nucleus turned into a heart, and if it deteriorated, the Temple of Time would take over. Just now, the Temple of Time did appear, and I don't know which floor it came from, but they did not take over the star core, but sealed it up, indicating that the ancient star of the sky has indeed deteriorated very seriously, so the Temple of Time did not it, just took it. Seal. There was an old man in a white robe floating in the void, looking at Tianggu Xing surrounded by thousands of time temples, he couldn't help sighing. At this time, a middle-aged man in a golden robe appeared beside the old man. You time gods, one step slower. The old man smiled and said, fortunately, our time temple shot in time, otherwise you will seal this kind of thing again this time. What's wrong with our seal? You can't trust us. The middle-aged man laughed. Your time gods were killed in one fell swoop before, so we really can't trust you. The old man laughed and said, speaking of which, your time gods have died hundreds of times, are you not going to do anything? That person is in Tianggu Xing, he will definitely be finished. If he doesn't drive away the Protoss, Tianggu Xing can control it, and we can get as many benefits as possible before Tianggu Xing is dead. What a pity. The middle-aged man sighed. That Chen Shang is really powerful, but it's a pity that he is too arrogant and refuses to give in. If they let the star spirit race, the situation would not be like this. The old man also sighed. No matter what, the star spirits have already awakened, and they promised us that they would not make trouble again. Said the middle-aged man. To turn the stars into living things, they have tried for billions of years, destroying so many stars in the ancient purgatory, and now they finally gave up. The old man shook his head and sighed. These bastards, when they finally stopped, they still destroy a rare star like Tianggu star. In any case, the star spirit race has our bloodline after all, and their attempts are not for breakthroughs. Let's go. The great changes that are about to take place in the ancient purgatory are what we have to deal with. The middle-aged man said. The people from Time God and Time Temple have been here, and they seem to be very powerful and powerful. They all know the current situation of Tianggu Xing, so what they can do is to seal Tianggu Xing. Chen Shang has returned to the kernel space. Tianggu Xing was sealed up, and the Temple of Time took action. Chen Shang said, Sister Jing, it seems that Tianggu Xing is in big trouble. The 6 divine mirrors are still here to illuminate the heart of the star core. After Chen Shang came back, he could see the golden heart, now it was a little black. Brother, let's do things that the Protoss can't do. Sister Xiaojing said. Those guys have gone in the wrong direction from the beginning, their ideas can be realized, but they are too stupid, so they don't success. Can it really be successful? Chen Shang thought that if Tiangu Xing turned into a huge creature, his heart surged. Yes, but we have to deal with the crisis of the star core now. Sister Xiaojing said. The method of the star spirits turning the star core into a heart is too extreme, so it will fail. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5191, Nucleated Egg. Extreme. What method did they use? Chen Shang looked at the big heart, it was golden, and it looked a little divine. It was unbelievable that it was created by extreme methods. There used to be traces of enchantment around the star core. They should have used a strong enchantment to seal the star core, and then released a special flame to burn the star core and disrupt the original shape of the star core. Sister Xiaojing said. Ah, what kind of flame was used? Chen Shang thought for a while, but felt that this method was indeed too rude. It should be the fire of life, burn the star core to a certain extent, and then pass some secret methods to give life to the star core, and then they control the star core to release the blood of purgatory and grow into a heart. Sister Xiaojing continue. Chen Shang closed his eyes, he could indeed sense a strong aura of life, which should be the remnants of the fire of life. I still don't understand, although this method is too rude, it doesn't seem extreme. Chen Shang rubbed his chin and thought. After the star core is burned by the fire of life, it will be in a state of chaos. At this time, as long as there is another new life to contact the star core in the chaotic state of life, the star core will be transformed into this kind of life. Sister Xiaojing said that at this time, the 6 divine mirrors released a super strong beam, hitting the huge golden heart, and she wanted to conduct a more in-depth investigation. Did they let the heart touch the star core at that time? Let the star core turn into a heart? Chen Shang frowned. Did they make a mistake? The star core that turns into a chaotic state of life needs to absorb a certain amount of life force before it can be assimilated into life. Sister Xiaojing said. If in that state, the star core is exposed to a large number of beasts or humans, then it is only a star, nucleated into humans or beasts. That's right, the star spirit clan wants to turn the entire star into a living being. Chen Shang suddenly said, could it be that they threw a large number of Shanao's hearts? Star cores in the chaotic state of life are transformed into Shanao's heart. Because Chen Shang can only think of the heart of a giant like Shanao. No, they should have taken out the hearts of a large number of Star Clan creatures and put them into the star core in the chaotic state of life, said Sister Xiaojing. Ah, Chen Shang was taken aback. The Tiangu Star Clan are all kinds of creatures, and they are everywhere in the Tiangu Purgatory, and the blood of Purgatory mainly comes from these Star Clan. In the eyes of the Protoss, the star core is equivalent to the heart of life, so they want to turn the star core into the heart, which is actually wrong. Sister Xiaojing controlled the 6 paths divine mirror to rotate, and she seemed to have found something. Chen Shang was also thinking at this time, if it was him, what should he do to make the stars become living things? Brother, there is something wrong with this star core heart. Sister Xiaojing suddenly shouted. Damn, this heart actually turned into an egg, and something is being bred inside. The star spirit race's plan has been successful by half. What's in it? Chen Shang frowned. This star core heart is countless times bigger than Shanao. If there is something inside the star core heart, it must be huge. That's why Sister Xiaojing said that the Protoss has succeeded half of it. It is also very rare to turn the star nucleus into a whole creature, but the entire Tiangu star will be destroyed. The Protoss have never tried on the Purgatory Blood Star before, and the Tiangu star is the strongest Purgatory Blood Star, so they have made this kind of progress, but this is the wrong direction because what is in the heart of the star core is a monster. Sister Xiaojing said. The ***** of the Star Clan, they killed a large number of Star Clan creatures, and took the hearts of those Star Clan creatures alive. They must have accumulated a lot of ill will, and the things they bred cannot be normal. Chen Shang scolded in a low voice. Tiangu Xing was turned into this by them. They have been suppressing before to prevent the monsters inside the heart of the star core from hatching. Now they leave, the seal is lifted, and the monsters inside are madly absorbing the blood of purgatory, and they are incubating and growing themselves. Sister Xiaojing said. Once that thing runs out, Tiangu Xing will definitely be finished. Not only is the Tianghu star finished, once that thing breaks its shell, it will definitely destroy other stars easily. Chen Shang said in horror. That's why the Temple of Time seals the entire Tianghu star. They know this. They also know what exists in it. Great danger. Fortunately, we have discovered it now, and we can stop it. Sister Xiaojing said. Brother, let's start action. Fortunately, there is a star core inside the Six Paths Divine Mirror, and there is enough power to support them to kill the monsters born from the star core heart. Sister Jing, the Star Spirit Clan definitely has the ability to kill that thing, but they are reluctant to kill it. After all, it is the closest they have come to success. Chen Shang said. Yes, they may still hope that this thing will come out now, after all, it is their proud work. Sister Xiaojing scolded in a low voice. These bastards, like the Time Temple, are all creating chaos. Guy. Sister Jing, how are we going to kill that monster? Chen Shang asked. Move the monster into the Six Paths Divine Mirror, directly inside the Six Paths Divine Mirror, use the Star Core Array to kill it. Sister Xiaojing said with a smile. That thing has a lot of purgatory blood, don't waste it, use it for it is best to plant a purgatory blood tree for the Fruit Demon clan. The Temple of Time and the Heavenly Man of Time both knew about the monster, so they wanted to seal Tiangxing to prevent the monster from running out. Once the star core of a powerful purgatory blood star like Tianghu Xing comes out, all the stars are the food of that monster. The monster eats the stars and grows, and it will be invincible in the end. So what they have to do now is to seal up the monster first, wear down the power of the monster a little bit, and kill the monster together later. But now, before the monster was born, it was discovered by little Sister Xiaojing. The monster inside the star core is very weak now, and Sister Xiaojing can easily move the monster away. Brother, this star core can't be wanted anymore, we will give Tianghu Xing a powerful star core again. Sister Xiaojing said. We need to use the fastest speed to transfer the star core's heart to the inside of the Six Paths Divine Mirror, and at the same time change it. A star core out. Can the blood of purgatory be connected? Chen Shang was most worried about this. We called the Blood Lord and asked him to stabilize the blood of purgatory. He must have a way. Sister Xiaojing said. This is our only problem. I hope the Blood Lord can solve it. Chen Shang immediately contacted Blood Lord and Ling Shu and asked them to come to this place quickly. Ling Shu brought the Blood Master over, and the Blood Master was shocked to see that the star nucleus became a big heart. Do you like this sight? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5192, Core Exchange. The Blood Master was first shocked by the big heart, which caused him to be in a daze for a while. As he observed deeply, he also found something wrong. What's going on? After the blood of purgatory is absorbed, it seems to be transformed into a very wrong energy, said the Blood Master. Chen Shang hurriedly told the Blood Master and Ling Shu about the situation of the Star Core Heart, letting them know that a huge and terrifying monster was bred inside the Star Core Heart. Once it escaped, the entire Tianghu star would be destroyed. Blood Lord, I need you to hold the blood space vein of purgatory. Chen Shang said. Because I want to remove this star core and replace it with a new one. After I remove the current star core, I don't know if the star core can be replaced smoothly, so I need your help. A. The star core is connected to the blood space vein of purgatory. If the star core is taken away and the space vein cannot be stabilized, the space vein will indeed leave by itself. The Blood Master nodded. At that time, you need to fix the spatial veins, you should have a way. Chen Shang asked. The Blood Master has been dealing with the blood of purgatory for many years, and he has a way. No problem. The Blood Master was also very confident. Then let's start, Chen Shang said. The Temple of Time has sealed the Tianghu Xing, they probably think we are going to die, they think that monster will definitely come out. Let's start. Tianghu Xing will definitely survive this catastrophe. The Blood Master said, walking towards the core of the star core, and said, after you take the core of the star core away, I will use the fastest speed to go to the center. It won't last long, so you have to hurry. Sister Xiaojing has already selected the star core inside the Six Paths Divine Mirror, so she can complete it quickly. If there is no accident, the Blood Master will definitely be able to hold out until Sister Xiaojing is completed. The Divine Mirror of Six Paths spun, releasing a powerful space force, and the surrounding space began to fluctuate. The Blood Master looked solemn, looking at the heart of the star core. This place is also his dream, but now it is going to be destroyed, and the Blood Master is also very excited to participate in the rescue of Tianguxing. Start! Chen Shang shouted, and the Six Paths Divine Mirror suddenly burst out with a space force that fell on the heart of the star core. The heart of the star core was enveloped by space power, and the surrounding space began to distort. At the same time, the Blood Master has sensed the spatial context, and I saw his body suddenly burst out with blood energy. It was a thick blood vessel formed by the blood of purgatory, which extended very quickly, and then connected with countless spatial veins. With the violent vibration of a space turbulence, the star core heart suddenly disappeared. The Blood Master's body is now connected to a large number of spatial veins, and in the blink of an eye, his body is stretched huge, and the whole person is like a huge blood bag. Master, he seems to be dying. Ling Shu shouted, I'll do it. The Blood Lord roared, and saw that his body swelled like a giant mountain, and soon gradually shrank. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing were also stunned. They didn't expect this Blood Master to be so powerful, and it would be fine if his body was stretched so much. Like a giant mountain, although it has shrunk in a circle just now, it is still growing, and it is as huge as the star core heart just now. What on earth does this Blood Lord do? Chen Shang was shocked when he saw the Blood Lord who turned into a giant in the blink of an eye. Hurry up! The Blood Lord seemed to be unable to bear it, and suddenly shouted. Also at this time, Sister Xiaojing released a powerful space force again, and then replaced the Blood Master with a star core. The Blood Master was moved to the side. His body did not become smaller, it was still very fat and round, as if a large amount of water had been injected into his body. The size of the Blood Master is as huge as the star core. Chen Shang and Ling Shu are both horrified. This Blood Master is far more powerful than they imagined. Sister Jing, is the replacement successful? Chen Shang asked. Success. The space vein of purgatory blood is connected to the star core. Sister Xiaojing sighed and said, now this star core is the new Tianggu star core. Ling Shu, you can re-establish contact with this star core. Chen Shang said. Although it is a very bold idea to transform a star into a living creature, it can't be tried indiscriminately right now, it will be very dangerous. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing had this idea. They wanted to continue their plan of the star spirit race, but it was not suitable for now. The Blood Master will stay here for a while, and he will refine the blood of purgatory in his body. Once he is completely refined, his strength will increase by leaps and bounds. Chen Shang looked at this guy and was filled with emotion. If it weren't for the help of the Blood Master, he and little Jing's sister wouldn't be able to go so smoothly. Brother, after the Blood Lord becomes stronger, we will have a lot easier in the future. This guy is so good at fighting, he will definitely rush ahead when protecting Tianguxing. Sister Xiaojing giggled. The star core heart was put into the world-defying divine furnace by Sister Xiaojing. It was something that absorbed a lot of purgatory blood. Brother, how about putting that thing in the purgatory blood beads? Sister Xiaojing asked. Purgatory blood beads can turn purgatory blood into purgatory holy marrow. That star core heart can also be regarded as purgatory blood. If it can be stuffed into purgatory blood beads, it will definitely become a very powerful thing. The purgatory blood bead is formed from a purgatory blood pill, and the interior space is also very large. Sister Xiaojing estimated that the blood beads of purgatory could just be put into the heart of the star core. If we mess up like this, will there be any problems? Chen Shang was a little worried. No, we have the Six Paths Divine Mirror and the world-defying divine furnace, so there won't be any trouble. Little Mirror's sister is looking forward to it. Chen Shang thought about it. He was actually very curious himself, so he agreed with Sister Xiaojing's approach. Sister Xiaojing put the heart of the star core into the purgatory blood bead, but it didn't take long for the purgatory blood bead to burst into a strong golden light. Hurry up and throw it into the world-defying divine furnace. Little Jing's sister shouted. Brother, there may be a great catastrophe. Let's go to the 6 ancient stars. Okay, hurry over. By the way, Tianguxing is sealed, can we go out? Chen Shang suddenly remembered this matter. It's absolutely possible, said Sister Xiaojing. Chen Shang jumped onto the 6 Paths Divine Mirror, and in the blink of an eye, he took him to the 6 Paths Ancient Star. 6 Path Ancient Stars are not afraid of any heavenly ancient tribulation. I don't know if this heavenly ancient tribulation is strong or not. Chen Shang landed on the 6 ancient stars, and then released the purgatory blood bead. Before, it was because the purgatory blood beads attracted the ancient catastrophe, but now it is the purgatory blood beads that absorb the fusion star core heart, which led to the advent of the ancient catastrophe. Brother, the great catastrophe on the first floor is different. We used to attract great catastrophe on the first floor, but all came from other floors. But now, it will not lead to the great catastrophe of other floors. Because the heavenly ancient tribulation on the first floor is the strongest. Sister Xiaojing said. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5193, Ancient Star Catastrophe. Chen Shang had entered the second floor before, and in order to break through, he would attract the heavenly ancient tribulation. At that time, the heavenly ancient tribulation came from the first floor. Therefore, he and Sister Xiaojing both felt that the heavenly ancient tribulation on the first floor was not what it used to be. It's coming, brother, be careful. Sister Xiaojing shouted. The movement doesn't seem to be big. Chen Shang looked at the surrounding sky, it looked very calm, and there was no space to tear, indicating that there was no heavenly ancient catastrophe from other layers. Not much movement means stronger power. Sister Xiaojing said. Just after she finished speaking, she didn't know where a strong flame appeared, turning into a fire dragon and rushing over. Chen Shang escaped immediately. Too strong. Chen Zhang's current strength can easily kill Xuanyuanling, and kill hundreds of time gods. However, he did not dare to let the fire dragon touch him, otherwise he would definitely be seriously injured. Brother, throw away the purgatory blood beads, hurry up, let the purgatory blood beads face the ancient catastrophe on their own. Sister Xiaojing said, the purgatory blood beads and the star core heart are much stronger than you. Chen Shang immediately threw the purgatory blood beads in his hand into the distance. Boom! The fire dragon rushed towards the purgatory blood bead, and a strong flame erupted when it hit the past. Then, another terrifying red fire dragon appeared out of thin air, frantically attacking the purgatory blood beads. The purgatory blood beads erupted with bursts of blood, as if they were fighting the red fire dragon. Chen Shang stared blankly from a distance. He had to release his divine power to resist the scorching fire wave, or he would be burned to ashes. I control the 6 ancient stars to absorb a little of this kind of calamity. Sister Xiaojing said, it can't be wasted. The first floor of Tianggu Purgatory is getting stronger every moment, the speed is really fast. Chen Shang was horrified. Suddenly, a fire dragon rushed towards him. What the hell? Chen Shang dodged immediately. Brother, the heavenly ancient tribulation is following you, and I don't know what's going on. Sister Xiaojing said, don't be touched, that thing is too powerful. I just use fire, I shouldn't be afraid of fire. Could it be that this is the calamity of Yanyu? Chen Shang remembered that when he was on the second floor, he saw 2 kinds of calamity, light and thunder, but now there is only fire calamity. Although it is only fire calamity, it is stronger than the thunder and light that I encountered on the second floor before. Brother, it may be that we are too close to the purgatory blood orb. Let's run farther, Sister Xiaojing said. Too close, the heavenly ancient tribulation thought we were going to help the purgatory blood orb to cross the robbery. Chen Shang can only run a little farther now, that kind of terrifying flame, he can't touch it at all. Just now, his finger accidentally touched a little flame, and it was directly burned. Chen Shang stood on the 6 Paths Divine Mirror and made a space jump to stay away from the 6 Paths Ancient Stars. At this time, the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths also released the vitality into Chen Zhang's body through the life orb, causing him to regenerate the pain in his burned fingers. Chen Shang looked at the 6 ancient stars from a distance, and found that the entire 6 ancient stars were actually facing the ancient catastrophe. Brother, we can't interfere with the ancient catastrophe now. I may be able to intervene through the power of those star cores, but it will definitely make the ancient catastrophe stronger, and I don't know what will happen then. The mirror sister said. Let's wait and see what happens. The 6 ancient stars and the purgatory blood beads are facing the ancient catastrophe together. If they successfully survive, they will definitely be greatly enhanced. Chen Shang looked at his fingers, his body was so powerful now that it was burnt out in an instant. Brother, the current heavenly ancient tribulation has become so powerful, which means that the growth rate of the first floor of heavenly ancient purgatory is far beyond our imagination. Sister Xiaojing was suddenly very worried and said, I don't know if the 6 ancient stars can survive it. Sister Jing, you are now the star spirit of the 6 ancient stars, can you feel anything? Chen Shang asked. It's good for me to be a star spirit, but I can't interfere, otherwise the heavenly ancient tribulation will become stronger. Sister Xiaojing sighed helplessly. The heavenly ancient purgatory is changing, and this change is unpredictable. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing were in the distance, and they could only see the six-path ancient stars being shrouded in violent flames. They couldn't see the specific situation at all, nor could they see the purgatory blood bead. Brother, it seems that the purgatory blood beads have entered the core space of the six ancient stars. Sister Xiaojing suddenly exclaimed. Could it be that the purgatory blood beads will be fused with the star core of the six ancient stars? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Inside the purgatory blood bead, there is that star core heart. Chen Shang was also very surprised and anxious, but there was nothing he could do. No matter what, the next changes of the six paths ancient stars will be huge. The premise is that the six paths ancient stars can survive this time. Sister Xiaojing sighed. We can only find out if the ancient catastrophe disappears. What's the situation? If the purgatory blood bead is integrated into the star core of the six ancient stars, it should also retain its original ability. Chen Shang can still obtain the purgatory holy marrow through the purgatory blood bead. What he is worried about now is that the star core will become that terrible star core heart. Maybe that star core heart won't appear. After all, that thing was absorbed by the purgatory blood beads, and now it is facing the ancient catastrophe. In addition, the star core of the six ancient stars is not vegetarian, it will definitely be able to make that star the core heart as refined. Sister Xiaojing said. She knew the core of the star core and the star core of the six ancient stars very well, so after thinking about it, she suddenly became more optimistic. What is worrying now is whether the six ancient stars can survive. If the six ancient stars and the purgatory blood beads are killed by the ancient catastrophe, then their losses will be great. Chen Shang can only hope that it will end soon. In the past, he and Sister Xiaojing could take over part of the power of the heavenly ancient tribulation, but now the heavenly ancient tribulation is so powerful that they dare not touch it. Brother, if we make it through, do we want to turn the six ancient stars into living creatures? Sister Xiaojing said. That's what I plan to do, to find a way to connect the inner space of the six ancient stars with the Tianghu star, and then absorb the blood of purgatory. Ludao ancient star is not as huge as Tianghu star, and it is not a purgatory blood star. Even if it fails, it will not have any impact. Tianghu Xing is too huge, and it is a purgatory blood star. If it is like the kind of terrifying monster embryos created before, it will be very scary. Once it cannot be controlled, it will be a disaster for the stars in Tianghu purgatory. Okay, we can think about it. If it is successful, the six ancient stars will be our trump card. Chen Shang said. Faced with the Protoss, the Time God, the Temple of Time, and other powerhouses in the heavenly purgatory, you also need to have a strong enough trump card. Chen Zhang's strength is very strong, but he has to face too many enemies, so he and Sister Xiaojing have to start preparing in advance. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5194, Star Slayer. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing waited for several days, and the six ancient stars were still being attacked by the violent flames. The surface of Ludao ancient star is now full of potholes, and in some places, a large gap has even been blasted, and the damage is very serious. If it goes on like this, I don't know how long it will last, and Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing can't intervene, so they can only watch and worry now. No way, if this goes on, the six ancient stars will be destroyed. Sister Xiaojing said. I don't know if this is the strongest robbery power. If the robbery power is increased a lot, the six ancient stars will be destroyed. Of the catastrophe of the ancient purgatory, unless it is stopped by oneself, there is no way to stop it. We can only watch now. Chen Shang sighed. The first floor of Tianghu purgatory is getting stronger and stronger now, it's not what it used to be. At the beginning, the heavenly ancient tribulation was used as a training tool by them, and they also deliberately attracted the heavenly tribulation many times. Now, the heavenly ancient tribulation is so much more powerful than before, and it is not something they can tease casually, so they can only watch. Brother, there is still a lot of movement in the Tianghu catastrophe here. Sister Xiaojing said suddenly. Time God and Time Temple, maybe they will notice something. I can't manage that much now. Even if they come here, they can only watch like us, and can't do anything at all. Chen Shang was not very worried. That's right, if the ancient stars of the six paths can survive, then with the strength of the ancient stars of the six paths, we can easily leave. Sister Xiaojing said with a smile. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing could only wait anxiously beside them, and after 2 more days, someone came over. There is a lot of movement here in the heavenly ancient tribulation. The robbery force that erupted is as terrifying as the explosion of a star. This kind of movement is also transmitted to faraway places, so it is normal for people to sense it. Who is here? Chen Shang has already disappeared. I don't know, there are several people who are not weak. Sister Xiaojing said. After Chen Shang disappeared, and then quietly approached, he could now see those few people. There is an old man and two middle-aged men. One of them is from the Star Spirit clan. That old man is the clan elder. The other two middle-aged men, one of them has the aura of Time God, and the other is the Temple of Time. How did they get together? Chen Shang sensed his breath and could probably guess the origins of these three people. They have the same origin and it is normal to be together. Sister Xiaojing said. They can jump into space and come here, which is a bit of a skill. We have to be optimistic about them, and don't let them do anything to my 6 ancient stars, foot. Chen Shang was already staring at them, and he could even hear them talking. Star Spirit Race, is this your work? What are you doing? You are always messing around, and you have made a lot of trouble on the 2nd floor. The middle-aged man who spoke was from the Temple of Time. Very dissatisfied with this. It looks a bit tricky this time. If this star survives the ancient catastrophe, it must be very strong. You Star Spirit Race, you have finally come up with something decent. The other time man laughed. I didn't do this. Don't look down on our Protoss. We did fail on the 2nd floor, but you should also know how strong the star cores we created on the 1st floor are. The old man was very upset. This thing is really not made by your Star Spirit Race. The middle-aged man of Time was suddenly surprised, because in his eyes, only the Protoss had this ability. Then what's going on now? A very small star is transcending the calamity. The old man in the Temple of Time frowned and said, this star doesn't look strong, why did it provoke such a terrible catastrophe? I don't know, so I think it's weird too. This shouldn't be man-made. Strange, this little star is not weak. If the little star was weak, it would have been blown away by the ancient catastrophe. The old man said, look now, Xiao Xingchen is still very tenacious. If the little star survives this calamity, then we will bring it back together. This is a good thing. The middle-aged man in the Temple of Time laughed and said, we earned it this time. When Chen Shang heard their conversation, he frowned and was secretly angry, because these people were actually coveting the ancient stars of the 6 paths. Brother, don't be afraid of them. There are only 3 of them. With their strength, they are not enough to take away the ancient stars of the 6 paths. Sister Xiaojing said. They should just land on the ancient stars of the 6 paths, and then say it is them, If they want to rob them, see how I destroy them. Chen Shang looked at the heavenly ancient tribulation, and didn't mean to end it. If the ancient catastrophe lasted for a long time, these 3 people would definitely tell the forces behind them. At that time, the Temple of Heaven and Human, the Temple of Time, and the Protoss will definitely have a way to the 6 ancient stars. Sister Jing, I'll warn them now. Chen Shang said, lest this group of be ignorant and call more people over. If they don't know interest, then kill them. Sister Xiaojing said. Chen Shang suddenly appeared. He was wearing a plain white clothes now, although he was just a simple dress, but his handsome face and extraordinary temperament, so seeing him flying over suddenly, the 3 were very surprised. Because in their opinion, people who can fly to this place in the void are very strong. After all, there are no stars nearby, and it takes a long time to get there. I heard your conversation just now. Are you going to this star? I'll tell you now, this star is mine, don't even think about attacking this star. Chen Shang said coldly. What? The stars are yours? Why do you say that? The middle-aged man in the Temple of Time sneered. I also said that the entire Tianghu purgatory belongs to me. Just because I am Chen Shang. Chen Zhang's face sank, his hands condensed powerful divine power, and the surrounding space began to fluctuate and twist. Hearing the 2 words Chen Shang, the middle-aged Star Spirit clan and Time Celestial being immediately flew into the distance. Of course, the Celestial Spirit clan knew what Chen Shang was from, and Time and Heaven also knew that Xuanyuan Ling and Xuanyuan Feng were killed by Chen Shang. The Xuanyuan family in the Heavenly Man Temple had already released ruthless words to destroy Chen Shang. You are Chen Shang, I've heard of you for a long time, and you don't look very good. The reason why you were able to kill so many Time Celestial beings in the first place was mostly with the help of the power of Tianghu Xing. Nian, disapproving of this, said, "You are not near Tianvixing now, then you are a soft egg." World Defying Dan God Chapter 5195, Catastrophe Refining Blood. The heavenly ancient star was born because of Chen Shang. The time gods and the time gods knew very well, and the star spirit clan also said that the reason why Chen Shang was so strong was mainly due to the protection of the heavenly ancient star. The star spirit clan really thought so, because they thought about it and couldn't understand the reason why Chen Shang was so powerful. "I'm a softie, then come here if you have the seeds." Chen Shang laughed loudly. "Stop talking nonsense, and kill them quickly." When the old man from the star spirit race saw Chen Shang appearing here, he also felt that something was wrong. He was the only one who believed that this little star who was transcending the calamity belonged to Chen Shang. Because Chen Shang was able to create the heavenly ancient star, it was not difficult to create such a peculiar and powerful little star with Chen Zhang's ability. 2. This star really belongs to him. The elder of the Star Spirit clan quickly grabbed the two people who were about to kill. "Star Spirit race, you are also soft." The middle-aged man in the Temple of Time sneered, "What if it's his? What we want in the Temple of Time is ours." While speaking, he shook off the hand of the old man from the Star Spirit race, and then rushed towards Chen Shang. At the same time, the Time **** also rushed over and attacked Chen Shang together. "A guy who can't handle himself." Chen Shang smiled coldly, and then waved his hand to strike a tribulation thunder. This robbery force is exactly the same as the breath of the ancient catastrophe, but it is much weaker. Chen Shang has the fate of fate, he can naturally let it go. Of course, he didn't want to use the robbery power to kill those two people now, but he wanted to use the robbery power of the 6 ancient stars to lock the two people. After Chen Shang cultivated his fate, he seldom used it, and he is still groping for it now. Seeing that Chen Shang was able to use tribulation power, the old man of the Star Spirit race was horrified, and even more believed that the 6 paths ancient star-crossing tribulation was arranged by Chen Shang. If Xiao Xingchen survived that kind of powerful heavenly ancient tribulation, it would definitely be very strong. The Star Spirit clan has never made such an attempt. He now knows why Chen Shang was able to create the sky ancient star. The middle-aged man in the Temple of Time, and the heavenly man of time were numb and painful when Chen Shang used the tribulation thunder, but they could bear it. Chen Shang was bombarding them while dealing with them, as if he was dodging. The two of them were beaten by Chen Shang with tribulation thunder many times. How could they bear this tone, so they kept chasing Chen Shang with all their might. Unconsciously, Chen Shang took them to the vicinity of the 6 paths ancient star, which is the area covered by the heavenly ancient tribulation. After approaching, the two realized that something was wrong, and when they realized it was too late. The hot Tianggu catastrophe spurted out 2 fire dragons, rushing towards them. And Chen Shang has already run away. "Damn bastard!" The middle-aged man in the Temple of Time shouted angrily. As soon as he finished shouting, his body was penetrated by a fire dragon and turned into fly ash. The Time Man was also hit by the fire dragon, but his arm was hit, and his arm disappeared instantly. This person reacted very quickly, immediately left the robbery area, and then chased in the direction of Chen Shang. "Sun Turtle, please stop for me." At that time, the gods scolded again and again. Chen Shang also stopped suddenly. "I didn't want to stop, but if you scold me, then I will wash your stinky mouth." After Chen Shang stopped, he directly released Vermilion Bird's tender silk, which turned into a beam of light and shot over. After touching the time god, a lot of silk threads were scattered and tied up. At that time, Tianren was struggling frantically. It must be said that he was still very strong, and he was about to break free. Then Chen Shang rushed over and punched his horse directly. Boom! Chen Zhang's fist, with the power of thunder and fire, hit the face of Heavenly Man at that time, directly shooting out a pile of charred flesh. What? At that time, Tianren screamed in pain, and he was also terrified in his heart, because after Chen Zhang's fist fell on his face, he could feel Chen Zhang's powerful and terrifying divine power. Chen Zhang's power does not depend on Tianggu Xing, but comes from within his body. Chen Shang is a person with real strength. Time Heaven was asking for mercy, but Chen Shang quickly punched again. Boom boom booma. In the blink of an eye, Chen Shang sent out hundreds of punches. At this time, Tianren's whole body was hit by the fists of thunder and fire calamity. The pain was unbearable, especially the pain from his soul, which made his life worse than death. Your current strength is not qualified to show off your power in the ancient purgatory. Be careful in your next life, don't be so arrogant. After Chen Shang finished speaking, the thunder and fire robbery force of his fist turned into a dragon head, and then landed on the time god, blasting it into ashes. The old man of the star spirit race did not run away, he looked at Chen Shang with a look of fear, his body even trembled slightly. You, Tianguxing, the current situation is not very good, I hope you can get away soon. The old man also knew the situation of the star core of Tianguxing. The star core of Tianguxing has been removed by me, and now it is a new star core. Chen Shang said, what your star spirit race can't do, I will do it. The old man was terrified and opened his mouth wide, speechless. Are you going to turn the stars into living things? After Chen Shang finished speaking, he looked at the 6 ancient stars and said, this little star, after passing through the catastrophe, is very likely to turn into a living thing, and it will become flesh and blood. Quote. The old man was shocked and said, how did you do it? I will introduce a large amount of purgatory blood from the heavenly ancient star, and along with the heavenly ancient tribulation, I will refine the purgatory blood into the stars, and use the heavenly ancient tribulation to purify the purgatory blood, and I will be able to give birth to vitality. Chen Shang said. The old man was even more shocked, because this was very likely to succeed. The heavenly ancient tribulation is not over yet, and Sister Xiaojing has already used the 6 paths divine mirror to connect to the inner space of the heavenly ancient star, and she has to draw a large amount of blood from the inner space and inject it into the 6 paths ancient star. The reason why Chen Shang let this old man watch is because he wants him to go back and tell the Star Spirit Clan that their era of the Star Spirit Clan has passed. After the divine mirror of 6 paths was connected to the inner core space of Tianggu star through the internal space channel, a large amount of purgatory blood was successfully extracted. I saw that after the 6 paths divine mirror became larger, the mirror faced the 6 path ancient stars, and then spewed a huge blood column, like a huge blood dragon, rushing towards the 6 path ancient stars. The 6 ancient stars also cooperated very well to absorb the massive amount of purgatory blood, and the calamity power of the ancient catastrophe became stronger and stronger. A large amount of purgatory blood was bombarded by robbery and turned into blood mist, but the blood mist still lingered around the 6 ancient stars and was absorbed by the 6 ancient stars. The blood of purgatory is more and more, entering the Tianggu catastrophe area, it is directly hit, and this is equivalent to tempering. Ludao ancient star was madly absorbing all kinds of tempered blood gas, because it couldn't absorb it, resulting in more and more blood gas accumulation. After the blood energy was baptized several times by the ancient catastrophe, they no longer feared the great catastrophe, and then gathered in the sky above the 6 ancient stars, and then condensed into a rain of blood. The heavenly ancient tribulation was aflame, but the 6 ancient stars were raining blood. Such a scene shocked Chen Zhang's heart. The old man from the star spirit race was stunned. Brother, the soil layer of the 6 ancient stars is changing. It has begun to breed vitality. Sister Xiaojing said. The 6 ancient stars will soon have a sea of AA blood. After the blood of purgatory was tempered by the flames of calamity, it became very hot, and fell on the soil layer of the 6 ancient stars, directly melting all kinds of soil and stones. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5196, 4 Domains Catastrophe. The old man of the Star Spirit Clan also realized something in the shock. He looked at Chen Shang with incomparable admiration and awe. Reborn. If you want the stars to become living, flesh and blood creatures, you must reborn them. The old man suddenly realized. We have been wrong before, I just wanted to give Xingchen everything. I thought I gave Xingchen a huge heart, the superstar can transform into a body through the heart. Even if you succeed, this kind of star is not a living being in the true sense. Chen Shang said, it's just a giant puppet that you transformed. The old man nodded repeatedly, and said, that's true, that's true. We were so wrong before. After speaking, the space around him began to fluctuate. Aren't you going to finish watching? Chen Shang asked. Don't watch it, don't watch it. I'm afraid that watching it will only make me lost, and I don't deserve to know the process at all. After the old man finished speaking, he made a space jump and disappeared. Brother, this old man is quite interesting. Sister Xiaojing laughed and said, when he returns, he will definitely tell the Protoss about what happened here, and I don't know what will happen to the Protoss. Regardless of them, the changes of the ancient stars of the 6 paths are really fast now, we need to pay attention at all times. Chen Shang said. The Great Tribulation is still going on, and it is getting stronger and stronger, showing no signs of weakening. The ancient stars of the six paths will turn into living beings, which will stimulate the Great Tribulation even more. Sister Xiaojing said, I hope the ancient stars of the six paths can survive it. We are helpless in the face of the Great Tribulation of this intensity. Before, it was only the robbery power of the flame domain, but now the robbery power of the thunder domain has appeared. The catastrophic power of the Tianghu purgatory flame domain and the thunder domain erupted at the same time, and combined, the violent thunder flame lightning was very huge, and the momentum of each thunder flame lightning erupted seemed to be able to tear the sky and the earth apart. Chen Shang was already far away from the ancient stars of the six paths, but where he was still hit by the aftermath of the thunder flame lightning. Every time the thunder flame and lightning appear, the surrounding space will vibrate. This kind of terrifying tribulation force seems to be able to tear apart the incomparably solid space of Tianghu purgatory at any time. The divine mirror of the six paths needs to open the space channel, and inject the blood of purgatory from the ancient star Tianghu into the ancient star of the six paths. Now that there are strong fluctuations in the space, it can only increase the strength to maintain the stability of the space channel. Brother, we have consumed more than a dozen star cores. Sister Xiaojing said, maintaining the space channel is really exhausting. Chen Shang was secretly shocked, more than a dozen star cores that contained vast energy were actually consumed just like that. Isn't this too fast? Chen Shang said, although they have tens of thousands of them, this level of star core is one less, and even the Protoss can't create this kind of star core now. No way, the current space of Tianghu purgatory is too strong. And the current space fluctuations are too violent, so I can only release more energy to maintain it. Sister Xiaojing said, I really hope it will end soon. However, the current Great Tribulation has no intention of ending, but is getting stronger and stronger. Before, it was only the tribulation power of the thunder domain and the flame domain, but now there is the robbery power of the light domain, beams of strong light, with extremely terrifying power projected from a distance, falling on the six ancient stars. After the ancient star of the six paths suffered from this catastrophic force, it was almost penetrated, and the ancient star of the six paths was still spinning rapidly, spreading the energy from that beam of light evenly throughout the entire star, and barely survived. It's already the tribulation power of the three domains. Next, what domain's tribulation power will it be? Chen Zhang's complexion gradually turned solemn, and his forehead was covered with sweat. If the ancient stars of the six paths hadn't survived the ancient catastrophe, then they would have fallen short and suffered a huge loss. The robbery power of the light domain appeared, lasted for several days, and then the robbery power of the fourth domain appeared. It was a mass of huge black circular energy, coming out of nowhere, like a small black star, crazily impacting on the six ancient stars. After the ancient star's six paths was hit many times, its energy aura weakened a lot. Dark domain. That kind of dark energy seems to have a strong devouring power, and it is devouring the energy of the ancient stars of the six paths. Damn it, Sister Xiaojing panicked. If this continues, the ancient stars of the six paths will not be able to hold on. The energy of the three domains of flame, thunder and light is mainly to assist the energy of the dark domain, and strengthen the energy of the dark domain to devour the six ancient stars. So the ancient star of six paths is being swallowed by darkness now, and it doesn't have much movement like before, it has become very quiet. The blood of purgatory could no longer be injected into it, and the ancient star of the six paths seemed to be dying. After the tribulation power of the dark domain lasted for half a day, the six ancient stars were completely shrouded in darkness. Just when Chen Shang and little sister Xiaojing were about to despair, the ancient star of six paths suddenly burst into a burst of strong light. It's light, Sister Xiaojing shouted in surprise. It seems to be the energy of the light domain. The six ancient stars have swallowed up a lot of light domain tribulation power before. The light domain restrains the dark domain, right? A burst of strong light dispels all darkness. The tribulation power of the dark domain retreated directly, and then the tribulation power of the three domains of thunder, flame, and light continued to bombard indiscriminately as before. Both Chen Shang and Xiaojing's younger sister breathed a sigh of relief, but the next situation is not optimistic, because the tribulation power of the three domains is gradually increasing. If it continues, the ancient star of the six paths will not be able to hold on. However, they once again underestimated the power of the six paths ancient star. I saw that the surface of the six ancient stars suddenly became pitch black, which turned out to be the power of the previous dark field. The ancient stars of the six paths released the devouring power of the dark domain, and they were devouring the tribulation power of the three domains. This lasted for most of the day, and all the tribulation power of the three domains were swallowed up. And the ancient star of the six paths is also completely dark at this moment. Any tribulation force falling on the surface of the ancient star of the six paths is like sinking into the sea. The six paths ancient star is too strong. The light restrains the darkness, but the tribulation power of the light domain can't disperse the darkness. Chen Shang said in surprise. Brother, what the ancient star of the six paths is using now is not the power of darkness, but the power of devouring. Sister Xiaojing laughed and said, it's very similar to your magic devouring skill. I don't know what will happen next. If this continues, the great tribulation of heaven will be sent. Chen Shang didn't dare to be too optimistic now. No matter what, the ancient star of the six paths has grown very rapidly during the ancient catastrophe. I don't know what it will become in the end. Sister Xiaojing was looking forward to it, and said, the first star in the ancient purgatory to turn into a living thing, what is it like? Chen Shang was also very curious. He only hoped that it would be normal when the time came, as long as it didn't look too scary. The tribulation power of the three domains lasted for several days, but it was still unable to break through the devouring power of the six ancient stars, and then gradually weakened and finally disappeared. The heavenly ancient tribulation completely disappeared, the six paths ancient star was completely pitch black, and Chen Shang and little sister Xiaojing could not see what was going on inside. The divine mirror of the six paths has been injecting the blood of purgatory, and now the ancient star of the six paths no longer absorbs the blood of purgatory. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5197, Star Era. Nothing happened. Chen Shang frowned and said, what's the situation now? Sister Jing, can you see inside? He opened his mind and eyes, and shot two strong lights at the pitch-black six paths ancient star, but he couldn't see anything. I can't see it, I'll use the magic mirror of six paths to check. Sister Xiaojing said. The mirror of the divine mirror of the six paths faces the ancient star of the six paths, and shoots a strong light into it. After a while, the light actually reflects out. No, I can't see anything. Sister Xiaojing suddenly said anxiously, Brother, will the ancient star of the six paths get out of control? Probably not. Otherwise, let's try first, can we fit it into the mirror of the six paths? I don't think the current ancient star of the six paths is too big, so we should be able to fit it in. Chen Shang looked around, worried that the Temple of Heaven and Man and the Temple of Time would come over next. If they came to make trouble, it would most likely affect the ancient stars of the six paths. The divine mirror of six paths quickly became bigger, and it flew over the ancient star of six paths. The ancient star of the six paths seemed to be cooperating with the divine mirror of the six paths. Before the divine mirror of the six paths exerted its strength, the ancient star of the six paths slowly rose and entered the huge mirror that covered the sky and the sun. Brother, it flew in by itself, interesting. Sister Xiaojing breathed a sigh of relief now. She was very worried before. What's wrong with the ancient stars of the six paths? It's fine. Chen Shang also sweated, and then controlled the magic mirror of six paths to rotate, speeding up to collect the ancient stars of six paths. Not long after, the ancient star of six paths completely entered the interior of the divine mirror of six paths. Brother, the ancient star of the six paths still needs energy. This may be an egg that needs to be hatched. Sister Xiaojing said suddenly. Sister Jing, then I will leave the rest to you. Chen Shang was not surprised at all. It was impossible for stars to turn into living creatures in a short time. Okay, I hope there will be good results. Sister Xiaojing is also very good at this kind of thing. Chen Shang immediately returned to Tianghu Star. Everything here is fine. Under the control of Lingshu, the energy released by Tianghu Star can maintain a powerful barrier. The Heavenly Man of Time and the Temple of Time jointly sealed Tiangxing. Should we break that seal? Lingshu is now a Protoss, able to communicate directly with Chen Shang. No need for now. If the seal is broken, they will come to make trouble. Moreover, the enemies of Tianghu Purgatory are not only the Temple of Time and the Heavenly Man of Time, but also a group of powerful enemies from other layers. Chen Shang said. The 18th floor of Tianghu Purgatory, the 18th floor space and various creation forces used to be the strongest, but now it is gradually being reversed, and the first floor of Tianghu Purgatory will gradually become stronger. There is no force that can prevent this reversal, so after the powerhouses of other layers realize it, they will come to the first floor of Tianghu Purgatory to compete for the territory one after another. Fortunately, Tianghu Purgatory is big enough, even if all the forces on the 18th floor gather together, it will still be very empty. However, a blood star like Tian Guxing, which can breed a large amount of purgatory blood, will be a scarce resource at that time, and it will cause powerful competition among all parties. And what Chen Shang and the others had to do was to defend Tianguxing, and use Tianguxing's purgatory blood to become stronger as soon as possible, otherwise, even with Chen Shang here, they wouldn't be able to hold on for long. Chen Shang and the others have always been on the ancient planet, and did not allow other big forces to come in. Over time, the forces of all parties will join forces to break through, and then carve up the ancient star together. They definitely cannot tolerate Chen Zhang's family dominance. Chen Shang is very clear about what the future will be like, so they must become stronger. He looked at the ancient star of the six paths in the mirror of the six paths, and it was up to the ancient star of the six paths whether he would be able to turn the tide. After Chen Shang returned to Tianguxing, he stood on a peak and looked at the desert in front of him, which was the strange desert where the Shen family was located. If necessary, Chen Tianyu can control the entire desert to form, and even control all the sand in the desert to gather, and then fly into the void. He believes that the reason why the desert is like this must be that it has self-awareness. This is a very strange phenomenon, and he can't understand it now. Master, the stars in Tianghu Purgatory seem to emit a kind of fluctuation, I don't know what's going on, they seem to be communicating. Ling Shu suddenly sent a voice transmission to Chen Shang. Chen Shang looked at the fiery red sky, and could see many stars shining brightly. Ling Shu, a new era has been born. Chen Shang said. The Great Star Spirit Era, the Prison Blood Era, are all in the past. After so many years, a new era is about to be born. What era will it be? Ling Shu asked in surprise. He thought before that the Great Protoss Era would reappear, but it doesn't look like it now. Star Transformation Era. Chen Shang looked at the stars in the distant sky, and said, I don't know why. The stars began to evolve by themselves, and they might become living beings. To become living beings, they need to go through tribulations and accept the great power of heaven and earth. Tribulation test. Then, Ling Shu was so startled that he couldn't speak for a while, and shouted, where's the ancient star that day? Because Tianghu star has Protoss and I have been intervening all the time, so it didn't take this path. It should be regarded as the last generation of stars in Tianghu Purgatory. Now most of the stars in Tianghu Purgatory will start a new era. This is Chen Zhang's strong intuition. Moreover, he believes that this may be the beginning of the ancient stars of the six paths, causing all the stars in Tianghu Purgatory to awaken the consciousness of great evolution. Or it may be that some consciousness and certain laws of Tianghu Purgatory, after being influenced by the ancient stars of the six paths, contributed to the great evolution of the stars and stars. All of this happened after the ancient star of six paths, and it was very fast. Sister Xiaojing said, Brother, maybe you indirectly created the new laws of Tianghu Purgatory, or influenced the birth of related laws, so that the stars themselves can evolve into living creatures. The ancient stars of the six paths played a very important role. Quote. Chen Shang frowned and looked at the distant sky, and found that those stars were shining even more, especially those very shining stars, which were very likely to be bombarded by the Great Tribulation. I gonna go see. Chen Shang immediately set off to the star closest to them, where it was indeed shining violently. The divine mirror of six paths led Chen Shang to jump across the space, and after approaching, a terrifying calamity surged. As expected, although Chen Shang had already guessed it, he was shocked. Brother, if there are so many stars in the ancient purgatory, what would happen if they all turned into living creatures? Sister Xiaojing was also stunned at the moment. I don't know. In short, under the era of star change, Tianghu Purgatory will be very chaotic. Chen Shang took a deep breath, and then immediately returned to Tianguxing. The stars in the flame domain that he can see are countless, and they are all bursting out and shining intensely. Countless huge stars are going through the ancient catastrophe. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5198, Determined to Change. Sister Xiaojing had almost mastered the star map of the entire Yanyu before, but now this situation happened, which made her very headache. Oh, it's over, my star map is invalid. I used a lot of energy to draw it, but now it's all gone. Sister Xiaojing complained. With the existence of the star map, you can know the positions of the stars in the flame domain, and you can jump through space faster. All the stars are crossing the catastrophe, and those who fail to cross the catastrophe are very likely to explode. If the tribulation is successful, there will definitely be earth-shaking changes, and the star map of Sister Xiaojing will be meaningless. In the distance, suddenly there was a wave of strong light hitting over. The divine mirror of 6 paths instantly releases a thick shield. What is this? It's too fast. Chen Xiang was shocked. It was such a sudden shock wave of strong light that made Chen Xiang feel a little scared. Brother, just now a big star crossing tribulation failed, and then that's it. Sister Xiaojing said. Just now, a star was instantly destroyed. After the star exploded, it would produce such a strong energy wave. If the divine mirror of 6 paths had been slower to release the shield just now, Chen Xiang might have disappeared. In the ancient purgatory at this moment, it can be said that there are dangers everywhere. With the super strong energy shock wave just now, even Chen Zhang's powerful purgatory body had to be turned into ashes. When a star is destroyed, the energy it produces will be absorbed by other stars, or it will be left in the ancient purgatory. Sister Xiaojing said. Let's go back to Tianghu planet. Tianghu purgatory is too dangerous now. Chen Xiang recalled the sudden shock wave just now. There was no warning, and the speed was super fast. It suddenly appeared like this. It was impossible to guard against. If someone was wandering in the void of the ancient purgatory, the wave just now was enough to turn them into ashes. The mirror of 6 paths brought Chen Xiang back to Tiangxing. As soon as Chen Xiang came back, a message came from Ling Shu. Master, just now a star failed to cross the tribulation. It's too scary, too scary. That's right, I'm almost finished. Chen Xiang still had lingering fears when he recalled it. Fortunately, Tiangxing's barrier can block it. Ling Shu said. The nearby stars are not afraid, because everyone is going through the catastrophe, so it is not bad. If the ancient star had no enchantment, the ancient star would not be destroyed, but the creatures on the ancient star would definitely be turned into ashes in an instant. Master, if the Tianghu star remains unchanged, it will be over sooner or later. Ling Shu also felt that a great crisis was coming, and sighed, if the other stars succeed in passing the catastrophe, I don't know what will happen. The ancient star is definitely invincible. Chen Xiang and little sister Xiaojing also thought about this question, and it was very heavy for them. Now all the stars are changing. If the Tianghu star remains unchanged, it will definitely fall behind. If the ancient star seeks to change, then it is very likely that it will be destroyed as well. We have no choice, we have to change. Chen Xiang looked at the fiery red flame domain, and all kinds of stars shone even stronger. The stars seek change, at all costs. At this moment, there are also stars that have failed to cross the tribulation, and then blew themselves up to death. Tiangxing has a lot of purgatory blood, and he doesn't know what will happen after the catastrophe. The reason why Chen Xiang and the others don't want Tiangxing to seek changes is because they are worried that it will not match their expectations in the future. Originally, Chen Xiang still had the 6 paths ancient star in his pocket, but the 6 paths ancient star was already undergoing changes. Master, I will talk to the Tianghu Star Alliance. Go and do your business, and leave it to us. Ling Shu said, we need to walk the next road by ourselves. Ling Shu knew very well that Chen Xiang couldn't always take care of them, so they also had to be independent. Chen Xiang did have his own affairs, such as the 6 paths ancient stars. For example, he wanted to see what would happen to those stars after successfully crossing the catastrophe, and observe the situation of the stars in Tianghu Purgatory. This will allow him to grasp the changes in Tianghu Purgatory faster. Chen Xiang left Tiangxing. Xiaojing's younger sister protected him through the magic mirror of 6 paths, and could take him to jump between stars. He tried his best to keep a long enough distance from those stars that had crossed the catastrophe. After Chen Xiang spent several days observing hundreds of stars, he also initially grasped the situation. The stars that have successfully crossed the catastrophe will become smaller, and then there will be a thick shell on the outside. The colors are different, and they will not emit light, as if something is hatching inside the star. The star that failed to cross the catastrophe exploded directly, and all kinds of fragments and energy exploded in the ancient purgatory. The area with rich energy will form a large cloud of light. There is another situation, that is, although the stars have crossed the tribulation, they have not experienced the complete ancient catastrophe, so they will not self-destruct, but the light emitted by themselves is stronger, the energy is stronger, and it will not be in the state after the successful tribulation. This kind of star may continue to float in the void, waiting for the next great calamity to come. Brother, maybe Tianghu Xing can experience the great tribulation, but it doesn't need to go through it completely. Sister Xiaojing said. I don't know why there are stars like this. This requires Ling Shu to figure it out on his own. It seems that there is a certain relationship between the stars and the way of heaven. Chen Shang shook his head and said, the laws of the way of heaven in the ancient purgatory seem to be very complicated. Suddenly this situation appeared. I don't know if it was caused by my six paths ancient star. If it is in the Aoshi universe, Chen Shang thinks that it must be caused by himself, because he can create the law of heaven in the Aoshi universe. But this is the ancient purgatory, he doesn't think he can do it. Sister Xiaojing said, brother, could it be that the laws of heaven in the ancient purgatory are learning from you? Or was it inspired by you? Wasn't it because Ling Shu learned from you before that he learned how to make alchemy? Maybe. Chen Shang looked at the sky, and suddenly felt a little scared. If the laws of heaven in the ancient purgatory were conscious, would they be watching him? Brother, will the stars that have successfully crossed the catastrophe really become living things? That's too big. Sister Xiaojing thought about it, and found it incredible. Perhaps, small living beings are bred inside the stars. Or are groups of people created inside the stars. These groups live in symbiosis with the stars. Anyway, life in various forms is possible. Chen Shang said. I don't know what the ancient star of the six paths will become. I really hope it's a cutie. Sister Xiaojing said, and then it's very powerful, and can become my trump card. I don't know what actions the heavenly man of time and the temple of time will do now. Chen Shang frowned and said, I'm worried that they will use or control those stars that have turned into life. Speaking of this, Sister Xiaojing was also very worried, and cursed in a low voice, these ***** can do anything. Come on, let's go and have a look. I marked the temple of heaven and man before, so let's go and see it now. Look what they're doing. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5199, Star Core Jump. The temple of heaven and man is also protected by many powerful star cores. With this basic guarantee, it can deal with many emergencies. With the advantage of so many star cores, it is not a problem to want to do something to the stars. So Chen Shang and Xiaojing's younger sister had to find out what the celestial temple was doing. If the celestial temple attacked the stars and successfully obtained the power of the stars, then Chen Shang and the others had to be prepared to deal with them. Brother, what do you think the Star Spirit Clan will do? To be honest, I am more worried about the Star Spirit Clan, not the Temple of Heaven and Man and the Temple of Time. Sister Xiaojing said. I don't know, the Protoss are indeed worth paying attention to, but we don't even know where they are. Chen Shang stood on the divine mirror of six paths, looking at the endless void of the flame domain. There are many Protoss from the Protoss clan, but they are all well hidden, it is difficult to find them. The Xingling people know the stars very well. In the era of star change, they will definitely get a lot of help through the stars. Sister Xiaojing said, this is also their advantage. I am afraid that they will rise at that time, and then come over and attack Tianguxing, so we must guard against them. Chen Shang smiled and said, I don't think there is any need to worry about them coming to the ancient star to make trouble, their character is just like that, they have always been so cowardly. I'm afraid that they will mess with the stars and make all kinds of terrible things. Recommended, Yeguo reading and chasing books is really easy to use, download www.yaguiwadu.com here, everyone can try it soon. The Star Spirit Clan is not too aggressive, but their ability to transform stars is top-notch. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing have both seen star core hearts, and this kind of thing can easily lead to catastrophe. In the current era of star changes, if the Protoss can interfere with the changes of the stars and come up with something similar, it will be a big threat. The Star Spirit Clan hides very deeply and is very stubborn, so Chen Shang thinks that they are already secretly messing with something. The divine mirror of six paths releases space waves, and after sensing the Temple of Heaven and Man, it makes several space jumps in a row. Chen Shang saw the Temple of Heaven and Man in the distance. There are a large number of powerful star cores floating around the Temple of Heaven and Man, and those star cores emit strong light to form a large formation, protecting the huge and incomparable Temple of Heaven and Man in the middle. The Temple of Heaven and Man did not move at this moment, but hovered in the void. Not far from the Temple of Heaven and Man, there is a huge star that is passing through the catastrophe. That star is very huge, exuding intense and scorching light, like a sun. Seeing this, Chen Shang and Xiaojing's younger sister felt that something was wrong, because the Temple of Heaven and Man was obviously observing that star, and it was very likely that they would attack that star. Sister Jing, is there any movement in the Temple of Heaven and Man? Chen Shang asked, because he didn't sense it himself, and the distance was too far, so he couldn't see anything. There is also a certain distance between the celestial temple and the star, and in order not to be discovered, Chen Shang also keeps a distance from the celestial temple. At this distance, only Sister Xiaojing can sense it more clearly through the divine mirror of 6 paths. Brother, there is a space channel between the celestial temple and the star. The celestial temple is sending energy to the star through that space channel. Sister Xiaojing was surprised. Ah, what is the Temple of Heaven and Man doing? Chen Shang only felt that it was not very good. The star is going through the catastrophe, and the celestial temple seems to help the star to cross the catastrophe. It may also be that the celestial temple is transforming the star before the star crosses the catastrophe. Sister Xiaojing said, the strength of the celestial temple is still very strong. Strong, they have this ability. Although Chen Shang killed Xuanyuanling, it doesn't mean that he can fight against the entire celestial temple, especially if the celestial temple has multiple star cores, it will be even more difficult to destroy the celestial temple. Chen Zhang's current strength should be equal to that of the celestial temple, but if this continues, if the celestial temple controls the star, and the star turns into a living thing, the celestial temple will definitely become stronger. And Chen Shang and Xiaojing's younger sister can't interfere and destroy it now, because once they are targeted by the ancient catastrophe, they will be very dangerous. The Temple of Heaven and Man is now taking the risk to help the stars overcome the tribulation. If they were involved in troubles in the past, if they were locked in by the ancient catastrophe, the gain would outweigh the loss. Are we just watching them succeed? Chen Shang was very unwilling, but as soon as they approached, they would face an ancient catastrophe. There is something about this Temple of Heaven and Man, they can avoid the ancient catastrophe, they are so close, and they are so closely related to that star, but they are not locked by the ancient catastrophe. Sister Xiaojing said to this is very puzzled. These guys, do they know something too? The Temple of Heaven, the Temple of Time, and the Protoss, they are all the same ethnic group, and they may be able to predict what will happen in the future. Chen Shang could only rely on speculation about the future direction. If he wanted to know more clearly, he could only go to Huang Jintian. But during this period of time, Huang Jintian has also used the sky diffraction technique, but he has not gained much. If there is a new discovery, he will definitely tell Chen Shang immediately. Soon, the star passed through the ancient catastrophe. The star was surrounded by golden mist, and the light it emitted was very strong. After this star passed through the ancient calamity, it seems to be a bit different. Sister Xiaojing said in surprise, what did the Temple of Heaven and Man do? Sister Jing, can you see something? Chen Shang asked. Since the great tribulation of heaven is gone, let's take a closer look, maybe we will find something. Sister Xiaojing finished speaking, and then controlled the magic mirror of 6 paths to fly over. When they approached, they could sense weak shock waves one after another. This shock wave came from the inside of that star. Yes, it seems to be a heartbeat. Sister Xiaojing exclaimed. Brother, is there a heart inside that star? A star core heart. After crossing the catastrophe, the star core heart still appeared. We have to sneak in and see what's going on. Chen Shang was also very puzzled. Why was there such a thing inside Xingchen? Brother, could it be that this star has been transformed by the Star Spirit clan long ago, and then happened to experience the Great Tribulation, so there have been great changes? Sister Xiaojing guessed. If that's the case, then the star core heart inside the star must be an incredible thing, and I don't know what the time celestial beings are going to do. Chen Shang took a deep breath, and then let Xiaojing's younger sister enter the star core space. He wanted to go in and have a look. Sister Xiaojing released a weak wave of space, which allowed her to judge the position of the inner space of the stars. Brother, let's go to the inner space of that star, let's go. Sister Xiaojing controlled Lu Dao Shenjing to jump in space, but the space fluctuated a bit, and she didn't jump out. Not good, there is strong resistance. We seem to have been discovered, let's distance ourselves first. Sister Xiaojing controls Lu Dao Shenjing to fly away from this place. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5200, Temple Warlord. Just now, both Chen Shang and Xiaojing's sister felt locked by a powerful soul consciousness, and they couldn't determine whether it came from the ancient catastrophe or where it came from. In short, for them, that soul consciousness is very dangerous, so they must immediately distance themselves. The mirror of the 6 paths leapt away in an instant, and just as Sister Xiaojing and Chen Shang breathed a sigh of relief, they suddenly sensed that powerful soul consciousness and chased after them. It's a human, not an ancient catastrophe. Little Jing's younger sister exclaimed, "Brother, this guy is very strong, and it's very likely that he is a time celestial being." There was a flash of green light in Chen Zhang's hand, and the Azure Dragon Demon Slayer knife appeared in his hand. He held the knife tightly, and said in a deep voice, "If it's an ancient catastrophe, it's still quite terrifying. If it's just time and man, it's nothing so scary." He once had a finger burned off by the Tianggu Daji, and it disappeared in an instant, but now the Tianggu Daji on the first floor of the Tianggu Purgatory is getting stronger and stronger, so he is afraid of the Tianggu Daji. Robbery. If it's just time for heaven and man to come, he is not afraid, and dares to fight with it. Chen Shang stood on the mirror of 6 paths, waiting for the arrival of heaven and man at that time. "Are you the one who killed Xuanyuan Ling and the others?" Suddenly there came a voice. It was a man's voice. Chen Shang looked around, but he didn't see that person, and he couldn't lock where. However, Chen Shang probably knew where that person was hiding, most likely in a small space. For example, he hides in Tianxuan's space, and others have nothing to do with him. This also shows that this person is really strong. "I killed it, I am Chen Shang. You are also a man of time. Are you here to avenge them?" Chen Shang asked. The opponent's strength is very strong, and he didn't attack right away, and he was still hiding in the deep space he opened up, which showed that he had some scruples about Chen Shang, so he didn't show up. "You killed the people of the Tianren clan in my time, of course I want revenge. What's more, you have come near our Tianren temple with impure purposes, so I have more reasons to do it," said the man. "It can be seen that you have quite a status in the temple of heaven and man. Who are you? What is your last name?" Chen Shang is not afraid of the other party, because he can see that the other party is a little imaginary. After all, this is very close to the temple of heaven and man, but the other party is timid. "I'm Ji Wubai, from the Ji family of the Time Celestial clan, and I'm also the 10 warlords of the Celestial Temple." Chen Shang was a little surprised, because this person sounded very powerful. He asked, "Then what level is your strength in the temple of heaven and man?" "If it's at an average level, I'm not interested in fighting you." HMPH, arrogance. Ji Wubai seemed to be irritated by Chen Shang. He roared, and saw a huge arc of light suddenly flashed in the distance, as if swept out with a knife. The mirror of 6 paths immediately stood up to block Chen Zhang's front. The magic mirror came into contact with this power, and the surrounding space exploded. Chen Shang also felt an uncomfortable squeeze. There was a force coming from all directions, squeezing his body. He circulated the divine power in his body, then surged wildly, and erupted in his body, dispelling the force that was squeezing him. Also at this time, Ji Wubai appeared behind him, holding a very long machete and sweeping towards him. With a backhand swing of the Qinglong demon-slaying saber in Chen Zhang's hand, it blocked Ji Wubai's blood-red machete. However, Chen Shang was also sent flying far away by the opponent's power. Ji Wubai's divine power was extremely strong, and also had a strong explosive power. Chen Shang was secretly shocked. He did not expect this person to be so strong. "Brother, this guy is using the power of the Temple of Heaven and Man. I can feel that there is a space vein connecting his body, giving him power," Sister Xiaojing said. "No wonder when he makes a shot, there will be such a strong spatial fluctuation, this guy." After Chen Shang knew why the opponent's power was so terrifying, he felt more at ease, because he also had the support of the divine mirror of 6 paths. "Is this all you have?" Ji Wubai said coldly. At this moment, Chen Shang also saw Ji Wubai's appearance. He was tall, thin, handsome, with long flowing blonde hair. Although his features were beautiful, his whole body exuded a cold and murderous aura. He was wearing a white robe, suspended in the void, and the long scimitar in his hand was higher than others. Although he looked at Chen Shang from a distance, he still gave Chen Shang a strong sense of oppression. "My abilities are great," Chen Shang said with a smile. "I'm afraid that your celestial temple won't be able to withstand it. You are really arrogant. You don't know anything about the power of the Temple of Heaven and Man, and you don't know the power of heaven and man in our time." Ji Wubai sneered. "You just use the power of the stars to kill us. Time God, you are not as strong as you imagined." Chen Shang laughed and said, "It seems that you also think that I am borrowing the power of Tianguxing. So what? By the way, aren't you using the power of the Temple of Heaven and Man?" "The power of Temple of Heaven and Man, didn't it come from the stars?" Ji Wubai said coldly. Of course not, the power of the temple of heaven and man comes from time. The power of the stars also comes from time. Chen Shang laughed. But you don't understand time, but we do, we are the sons of time. After Ji Wubai finished speaking, the long scimitar in his hand pointed at Chen Shang. You die. Ji Wubai attacked Chen Shang again. Like a golden light beam shot over, the person and the knife seemed to be integrated into one, and it was a very strong knife in an instant. The space around Chen Shang was floating, as if Chen Shang was bound in that space, waiting for Ji Wubai's machete to judge. In a short moment, it was difficult for Chen Shang to break free from the constraints of space, he could only block it head-on. The mirror of 6 paths appeared, facing Ji Wubai. Ji Wubai's scimitar landed on the mirror, creating an extremely violent air wave. Ji Wubai was blown away by the force bounced off the mirror. At this time, Ji Wubai also knew that the mirror was very scary, and it could easily block his knife and bounce back the power. If Ji Wubai hadn't dealt with the rebound force just now, it would be equivalent to being attacked by his own knife, and he also felt scared in retrospect. The moment Ji Wubai was sent flying out, the magic mirror of 6 paths flashed golden light. Chen Shang also disappeared in the golden light. When Ji Wubai went to look for Chen Zhang's trace, he found that the space around him began to shrink. Chen Shang wanted to use Ji Wubai's tricks against him just now to return it. Don't try to succeed. Ji Wubai's body seemed to burst out with powerful energy, and streaks of dazzling golden light shot out from his body. The shrinking space around Ji Wubai suddenly stabilized. And the hidden Chen Shang was also locked by Ji Wubai's soul consciousness. All around Chen Shang, there were golden space fluctuations, and he was banned by space again.